wish I could just take my time. I'm always in such a rush. They hate when I speak my mind. Maybe I said too much, but she knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust, you never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough. I hear them hating, but I don't even need them. I started in the basement, I make this shit look easy. She started getting naked, we hardly ever speak, and just gets her going crazy. She don't wanna play these games with me. So now she got a taste of it. She wanna ride this wave with me. You remember I was wasted, girl. You can't put the blame on me. Losing our minds. Do this every night. Can you just unwind with me? Just lay with me. Just take my time. Always in such a rush. Hey, when I speak my mind. Maybe I said too much, but she knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust, you never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough. Just lay with me. Just take my time. Always in such a rush. Hey, when I speak my mind. Maybe I said too much, but she knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust, you never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough.
You're gonna love me, yeah, you better love me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better. Fuck me, don't fight me, yeah, fuck me, don't fight me. You're gonna love me. You said you would never leave me. Can't see your colors bleeding. Yeah, you better love me. Yeah, you better love me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better love me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better. Fuck me, don't fight me, yeah, fuck me, don't fight me. You're gonna love me. You said you would never leave me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better love me. Can't see your colors bleeding. Fuck me, don't fight me, you're gonna love me. Yeah, you better love me. Yeah, you better.
Alright everybody, welcome back. Once again, caught me in the middle of a dungeon. I've just been grinding away, actually. I'm in the middle of the time killing time hard. Hard mode stages, just because I haven't done them for the event yet. Kind of late, but better late than never, I guess. Here, turn the volume up just a little bit. There you go. All right, so let's finish this up so we can get back to the story mode. This guy's getting his shit rocked a little bit. Don't you have like barely a few days left? I don't know what you're talking about. Punishing Bird, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it, man. This guy's low-key got rocked. Oh my god. There's no way this nigga just skipped my turn. This bastard, bro. Time Ripper was never a threat? I know he's not. Shit's unclashable, bro. I'm tired of this guy. Who's he attacking with this bullshit? Is it... Oh, it's fast. He's... One-sided guard. I don't... Can I evade it? Can I do it like that? Yes, I can. Okay, I could just force evade. Alright, that makes it really easy. Like, unnecessarily easy. Alright, let's get back to beating this guy's ass, I guess. Just offset. Who do I have on this? As written. Actually hits a little bit better than as written, I think. Alright, yep, run that shit. This design is mad cool, but Zog is the level 0 enemy. Give me Liberty, give me Fire, give me Unclatchable and Unbreakable coins. Just straight up die. Yeah, no. Yeah, Ishmael's gonna leave this turn. She's gonna bring Sancho in. She's gonna bring my win condition in. Fire win condition, by the way. The win condition. He's kind of fast. That's annoying. Engrave. I don't actually have anyone that could do too much against Engrave or Extraction. Who's he attacking with that? Otis. Sub-ideal, honestly. Well, I don't have any ego resources apparently. I don't know. Ego resource without consuming any ego. Just activate that or run that shit. Yep. That's how I handle that. Yep. Huh. Alternatively? No, probably sub-ideal. Well? No, that is literally how it plays out. Okay. The rest of it. I wish to open the path. Okay, yeah, no, he's just gonna rock my shit. It is targeting him though. What do I do about that? A 613 unbreakable or I think I 613 unbreakable that. Probably better. It's a retreat order though. I don't really want to give out one of those at the moment. I kind of want to unopposed. and just let that hit. Just take a single hit. Yep. Yeah, I remember doing hard mode like barely a day after it dropped. You won one clash. Is YouTube censoring me again? Maybe.
먹을 콱 물어버리자고.
Yeah, rock his shit. Rocked. Buddy's gotta wrap it up. He's getting his cheeks clapped. Decided to put bro down. The hell is this guy talking about?
평범한 척은 아닌가 보네요. 방심하지 말고 제대로 막으셔야 합니다.
Cannot be staggered. Takes a total of 400 shared time from everyone, then consumes it. Erase target's time. I don't know what that means. Of course it's against my Honglu. It's just not gonna hit him, it's gonna hit someone else. I'm just gonna throw everything at like one of his things, it doesn't even matter. I could like almost care, but no. Where is my Lord's Guard, bro? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter because he can't steal our time. I forgot about that shit. I see you're fighting the Ripper. Nice shades. Thanks, Ricardo. I really appreciate it. It's my goat right there. That's the unclashable. Okay, who are you attacking? Sancho. I'd rather not. I'd rather win a clash. And I guess we can just throw everything else on that. He's gonna probably die in a couple turns here. No shit, because he's just a go. Oh, I guess the Lord's Guard didn't activate because it doesn't matter. Like, that's just a scripted thing. If it was a real attack, he probably would have just Lord's Guarded. I don't know, I think they had to beat this guy to like get everyone's time back or some shit like that. I don't remember.
깔끔하게 잘랐습니다.
I think the point was for you to use, like, I don't know. The point was something. I don't know. I just remember that this shit, the light abilities were added during this for Grecia. That's such an ass clash. No, I meant Impale. Thank you. That is a 7. He's rolling a 7. I don't really like the fact that he's rolling a 7. Who the fuck are you attacking? Sancho, of course. Of course he's attacking Sancho. Okay. We'll just do that one instead. Who are you attacking? It's fucking Honglu. It's fucking Hong. No, it's actually not. Is that? That's Otis. Who's rolling a 10. So if I were to do this, it's a retreat order though. Fuck. I mean, I guess. And then I guess we can't do anything about the other ones. This should be a decent clash. Okay, not if she just rolls tails though. Can't do shit if she rolls tails. Okay, I think he's just gained clash power. I don't know. That wasn't in the literally wasn't in the clash plays. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the fuck going on with this gameplay-wise. Because all of my things said that I was winning those clashes, and then he was just like, actually, I just gained 7 at combat start. And it doesn't show up on the heads up. Love that. I mean, gotta love that. That's good shit right there.
하지만 아직도 할 수 있으신 거 알고 있습니다. 조금 더 해보시죠.
Ah. Alright, this guy's back to being slow as shit. I think he dies fairly soon anyways. This is a high attack weight, if I remember right. Might just be best to do it like this, yeah. Just get his ass out of here. I like that she is just under her stagger threshold and is not staggered. It's pretty peak. 24k lunacy for Wu Branch Yiseng. Jesus Christ. Thanks for the sub, man. I really appreciate it. 24k is insane. That's quite the number. I think I have like 5.5 right now.
또 방심하다가 당하셨네요.
Is Adley Faust being the GOAT as usual? On everything.
조금 더 해보시죠.
Have you considered sharding? Nah, that's lame. Waiting a week? Nah. See, he gets it. He gets it. He gets it. Hey Ricardo, if you're interested, man, we also have a Discord. We mess around sometimes. On Fridays we play games together. Something if you're interested, man. Link is either in bio and the description, I believe. It's definitely in the bio, though. I can't wait for this man to get into Nocturnal Sweeping so you can see who Mao Faust is based off of. Yeah, that's gonna be heat.
저대로 돌려보낼 생각은 아니시죠?
Buddy said, oh, blimey. Okay, well, I'm just gonna fucking execute him. No point in doing all this extra clash nonsense. Just kill him. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. I think that's it. I think we wrapped it up.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니
I wonder how much that gave me in total.
할 수 있겠군요.
Probably gave me some egregious amount. Alright. So we're at 7k lunacy. It's a lot more than I thought. We got 935 for that. I'll take the effect. We'll still have to grind out a lot more, I think. September 4th. We actually have a pretty decent amount of time then. We will probably be able to get another week's worth. I think so. Let's see. We need a lot of upties coming in. I don't think we need more XP. I think the Luxes are fine, but the upties would be nice to have. 265? That's like not nearly enough, dude. Woo, more random shards, let's go. Crisis, please lock in on story. We're doing that right now. Dude, even better is that nocturnal sweeping is a skill check. Oh, that's great. This new intervalo is gonna drop before you can even get into the canto. Dude, we're gonna do it right now. Y'all are tweaking. We're getting into it right now. That's literally what today's stream is about. We're gonna go through all of nocturnal sweeping. We're gonna get into the canto today. We have 3.5 hours to get through this intervalo and into the canto. Dante, any idea where that leftover cake from yesterday went? No idea. I mean, why would I know? I can't even eat. No, that's actually fair. Why the fuck did she ask him? Did Don Quixote already get her paws on him? Radia rubbed her tired eyes, muttered something about how we should have partied in her room instead, and stumbled to the back door. Were they fucking partying? Crisis, does that white beanie taste like cotton candy? It doesn't fucking taste like anything. I don't eat my beanie. Add middle little brother Mersalt on your team for real? I don't know if I have him. Hold on. The New Year's came swiftly to the inhabitants of the bus after the various incidents at the LCE. Sinners all came from different backgrounds and parts of the city, but annual celebration for New Year's seemed to be a thread that connected their cultures together. Oh, so it's New Year's. That makes sense. They began floating the idea of a New Year's party, and they all got fucked up. Excellent, then permit me to be the honor of hosting this banquet. With her usual overdramatic boast, coupled with the familiar twinkle in her eyes, Don Quixote declared that there would indeed be a New Year's party, and thus it was decided. Finding it hard to believe that Blood Fiends celebrated New Year's. Again, after what the hell we went through with the back door and whatnot for the out-of-season Christmas celebration. Ahem, yet I must insist, for 'twas but an effort to decorate the bus, the intent quite divorced from the act of celebration. Don Quixote glanced at Sinclair, sheepishly scratching the back of her head. Oh, don't worry about me, really. Well, 'tis true that mine actions hath brought thee quite the distress, unintentionally I might add. Thus I ask thee, wouldst thou not agree that a communal event to mark the occasion might freshen both our spirits and bodies? I can't even begin to imagine her amnesiac self even talking a moment to give a damn about how Sinclair might take it, but I guess with memory came tact. That's fucking hilarious. Sis Owen, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You know, it's our first New Year's together. It sure is an occasion for celebration, huh? Gotta hear that bell go ding to really mark the transition to a new year, right? It seems that we shall be welcoming the first light of the new year in company of one another. This is indeed a cause of celebration. A bowl of noodles before the last night of the year fades. Classic. Crisis, does your headphones, you mean, do your headphones taste like cotton candy? Or candy canes? You know, dog, I don't fucking know. I don't put shit in my mouth to know what it tastes like. Because I'm not like 8. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that, like, mental thing where you gotta put everything in your mouth. I don't have that. I don't put random shit in my mouth. I'll never know what my headphones taste like, dog. Sob, such bubbling enthusiasm for ye warmeth mine own heart. Forsooth, the grandiosity of this banquet shall be one for the books. Fireworks most brilliant. Enough delicacies to... Charn, what's our next stop? Thank you, Virgilius. This shit was getting out of hand. Mephi will be running non-stop for 3 days at least. Only dum-dums stop on a fast road? So she says. Virgilius muttered with his usual sardonic edge, one fist under his chin. Fee. For next year's celebration, the banquet shall be prepared ere the promised hour. Don Quixote's idea of a grand banquet depressingly fizzled into nothingness, but Rhodia brought out the cakes and cookies she'd been stashed in her room so we could at least hold a small celebration for New Year's together. After that, we all stayed up together, watched the New Year's first sunrise briefly paint the city in gold, then retired to sleep. When everyone woke up, rubbing their tired eyes, the world outside the bus had completely transformed. Motherfucker spawned them in? No, literally. There's cotton candy swirls inside. You've never seen into my head. They don't have cotton candy swirls. What the fuck are you talking about? There was a behemoth of a structure, bizarre in its presence, and its walls seemingly made of gargantuan steel plates. H-Corp. The sinners began to voice their surprise, appropriately so, as what came into view was different from any of the nests we'd passed by on our journey thus far. Is that massive structure all one building? If that whole thing's the nest, then where's the hell's the back streets? It's big enough to cover H-Corp's territory and then some. Well, there he goes again, asking dumb questions without ever taking a peep at the guidebook. That's not the nest. That huge box you see over there, that's District 8. We call it Hongwan, the vast garden here at H-Corp. The nest lies within the center of the structure, in the back streets without. So they squeeze the entire population of this district in there? Do they just not get a ray of sunlight all year round? Huh? Well, at least they won't have to worry about the rain. Ah, prithee, avail me a sight as well. As the sinners began to gather one by one at the side of the bus, stirred awake from their late night rest, I felt my gaze drawn towards Hong Lu. I look for signs of concern or distress on his face. Worried. The buddy's never looked stressed in his life. It wasn't exactly something unique to Hong Lu, but the stories about his past home life were heard throughout the year. Whenever he felt like sharing them, were all consistently and terribly depressing. Fuck. It's not such a bad place once you actually try living here for a while. I feel like that's not true. Actually, where was Hong Lu on this strength list? Sinners, strongest to weakest, Limbus company. Where was he in the list? Was he like pretty up there? He's gotta be. Yeah, he's at the end of the stronger side. So he's directly behind. He's directly behind Faust. Wow, Faust is actually up there. That's crazy. Huh. Buddy, you're cooked. But his lips, ever so slightly curled upward into a kindly and relaxed smile, are making the same expression as ever. An expression that hasn't changed at all since our first meeting. Maybe it's just a cultural difference. Kind of like how Hong Lu can be so nonchalant about things that most people would give cause. Actually, no. I'm not helping anyone or anything by entertaining these thoughts. My job at this moment is to keep a close eye on Hong Lu, more so than usual. And if the time comes for me to help him, as the manager, I'll give it my all. Besides, if my efforts aren't enough, I know I can trust the sinners to lend me a hand. Collected my thoughts and approached the sinners who were flattened up against the glass. The duel. Once we left the bus, shoddy construction work at the entrance of the highway that leads straight into the nest. I can turn it up a little bit. Gabriel Zuniga, thanks for tuning in, man. It's no surprise that the sinners all had a piece of their mind to speak. As we drove up to the entryway, unexpectedly we came across a nest of badly put together steel plates blocking our path in the middle of the road. Charn quickly spun the bus around, which meant that everyone ended up being thrown about like rag dolls. We tried to reverse gear all the way back to the last interchange. But looks like we'll be going through all the winding alleyways to get to the nest. Charn can canonically drift, by the way. Yeah, I know. She'd done it before. We were greeted by a dark street upon disembarking from the bus, illuminated only by faint strands of light. Cardo canonically can't fucking die. I love that. It was immediately obvious that we found ourselves in the back streets of H Corp. I asked thee, is this nest of the district shrouded in such darkness as well? No, these particular sites are limited to the back streets of District 8. Just smug like that. The back streets of this district weren't very different from the other ones we'd visited in the past. People hurrying through the streets as though they were being chased by something. People scowling and glaring at the ground with some sickness or discomfort seemed all too common in every corner of the city. There was one thing about this place that stood out from the other districts, however. They're kind of reminding me of the former G-Corp soldiers back at District 4. What? What do you mean? You mean those fellas? The growths on their flesh appeared too organic to be prosthetics. Some of them had odd protrusions or nodules bulging from their skin as well. Not at all, Manager Bud. Look, they haven't all mutated in the same pattern, like into an insectoid form, for example. Well, I guess I should commend you for not looking at them through a biased lens. You're observing the aftermath of District 8's distinctive method of treatment. Oh, so this is where the rumors of that bluish healing ointment come from, huh? Apparently they can cure any flesh wound after just one night dressed in bandages? It seems that certain misconceptions must be addressed. They're the variations of H-Corp singularity, the bolus. The bolus? It's a stupid fucking word. She's likely referencing the medicines brewed and kneaded into ball-shaped pills. Correct. H-Corp, or the Hongyuan Bioengineering Group, mainly manufactures boluses that contain essences of treatment. The boluses may be taken orally, ground into water into a paste, and applied directly to the affected area, or dissolved in water, soaked into bandages, and wrapped around the necessary area for treatment. Huh. I guess these rumors transform as they travel. Yeah, I think they're all like 20-ish. Well, some of them are definitely older, but I think like the youngest one is like 20. I see. I was just thinking about how they do things back at the K-Corp. Yeah, it's just so locked out. That's so true. You know what's funny? I think Sinclair is actually stronger now than he was prior. Like, I know they said, oh, you're all equally mediocre. I think they're lying to a certain extent. I think, like, for example, Sinclair, when he got that, like, power-up towards the end of his fucking thing, I think, like, he was a little bit stronger than what he was, like, before. No, I don't think he's retained that in any way, shape, or form. I just think it's, like, that was his peak. Smouch, thanks for tuning in, man. Welcome back. So for real, Ryoshi probably moving like King Bon? No, yeah, she definitely was. He's got calluses on his hands now. Love that. No, it's actually super cool that Otis is stronger than Ryoshu. I think that's like such a W. And it makes sense. Like, it makes sense. It is no rare sight to find unique technologies and techniques and technology developed independently by the inhabitants of the back streets of District 8 using the manufactured boluses. The treatments are not individually customized for each patient. Instead, their focus is on selecting the appropriate techniques from a myriad of choices to address the deficiencies in their statuses. Perhaps, I love fucking medicine talk. Perhaps one could choose the words transformation or evolution as a more illustrative descriptor for their method of treatment. So, this is what counts as treatment? The crowd Sinclair was pointing at certainly appeared unhurt, as none of them were bleeding or walking with a limp, but many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing or scratching absent-mindedly at their mutated parts. Ah, they must be the regulars. Unexpectedly, we found our answer not from Faust, not from Mirsal, but from Hong Lu. The regulars? Yes, I've heard of them as a child. People who grow too accustomed to visiting the clinics in search of their mystical treatments. The regulars might appear more intimidating than most people at first glance, but apparently all the side effects they've been stacking changes them in strange ways. It's highly likely that their interoperation conflicts or issues will arise when applying highly disparate treatment methods, try saying that 5 times fast, to a single body. At least it's a cheaper alternative for people who didn't sign up for the life insurance. Life, quote unquote, insurance? Yes, life insurance. There's a life insurance option to bring the client back to life upon the event of their death, so like actual life insurance? Huh? Nah, bro. They got real life insurance. Not that bullshit we got now where you just get money. No. They bring your ass back. The irony isn't lost on me. That's funny. I thought resurrecting people was one of the head's taboos? Well, I think we already addressed this, that what he's doing isn't necessarily resurrecting people, but he's rewinding time. Their time. There's no way that shit doesn't have a special clause. By the way, we can't heal you if your brain is gone. Yeah, that makes sense. Liable via life insurance to be a violation of their non-resurrection taboo. So it has to be something special. Technical level, the revival is actually categorized as brain resuscitation as opposed to a full resurrection. Degradation of its functions considered, of course. Another fatal downside to this technology is that, unlike the manager's clock winding, subject cannot be brought back if their brain is destroyed. Also, there's a risk of significant losses in the process of information transference. Maybe. But I heard it takes more than 1 or 2 revivals to change that much. And since apparently people in the backstreets could never even dream of paying consistent life insurance renewal rates, so... After all, who would sign up for life insurance if using its services could reduce them to such a pitiful state? Oh, God. Stranger's voice cut through our discussion like a foreign instrument. We turned around to find a large group of people who were clearly up to no good. Your friend Hong Lu? No, I haven't had that much chance to get acquainted with people from the back streets, so nope, never met them before. For submission to the family hierarchy evaluation. We're not off to a great start here, huh? Man. Actually, no. It'd be a violation of our office's core values to jump them like we're some common thugs. I, Shan San, third son of Triax office, challenge Jia Boyu of the Jia family to a duel. Hong Lu's name is Jia Boyu? Our wager? Jesus Christ. Wrap me up. I need to stop eating while streaming. Our wager will be that the winner can take anything they want from the loser. What do you mean a duel? Duel! Yeah, okay, I know what you fucking did. Yeah, they Yu-Gi-Oh'd that. I actually said it right the first time. That's fucking hilarious. I've heard tales that the duels of the Honorable Fixers of the Sink Association Eastern Branch announce their intent to duel by stating their affiliation in name instead of casting their gauntlets. And the pamphlet that young Ishmael had presented before me earlier presenteth the truth that the Triax office is indeed an office of the East, though they are indeed of a lesser quality. 'Tis a true, genuine, accurate declaration of a duel that we behold. It's Jaya? Is it actually Jaya? Or is it Ja? Is it J-A or is it Ja? Holy fuck, I'm tweaking. Just fucking answer me. Was it the second part? You said the second part wrong, I think. So it's J. But the that's weird though. Because AH is pronounced as ah. So it's a fancy way of saying 1v1 me, let's go. Hey, I mean, this guy doesn't look too tough. What do you think, Faust? Faust is gonna be like, this is a horrible idea. We'll be back in a minute, Dante. Oh, I've done about 10 of them a day. Oh, but grandmother sometimes lets me skip them, so it might have been slightly fewer than that on some days. I Hong Lu of Limbus Company. No. I Bao Yu. I don't fucking know. Bao Yu of the Jia family. Accept this duel, bro. I'm cooked. It's Jaya Bio. I think you're beyond geeked, bro. Hong Lu stepped forward confidently as the opponent was processing what he just heard. For a moment, Hong Lu stood there in a stance that did not express even a hint of aggression, before curiously cocking his head to the side. I'm sorry, are we waiting for something? There's 2 moves and duels. Taking weed and trying to teach your other geeked up friend how to say a word? Dog. You're not writing it out correctly if you're mad at the way I'm saying it. I'm just pronouncing it the way you wrote it. Let me. Cocky pride shall be your downfall. After about a minute. Unlike Shan San, who was throwing punches and swings with boiling hot passion, Hong Lu was effortlessly gliding through his opponent's strikes like he was out on a picnic. As though this was but a leisurely stroll through a garden. Yeah, he just killed him. Damn. Oh, did we fight? Most of our fights happen in environments with a lot of variables, and we usually fight against enemies with all kinds of unexpected weapons and powers. One of my Biwo instructors used similar techniques as this gentleman here. Oh, it's Jia Bao Yu. It's Jia Bao Yu? Because AH is ah. I hope you know AH is ah. If you're trying to say A, if it's GA, it's AE. Right. I'm not sure that's entirely relevant here. Well, anyways, looks to me that he soundly kicked your behind in this duel. Let us through, why don't you? And preferably not do the thing I think you're about to do. It is not GA, case in point. He's Chinese. So it's Jia. like I thought it was. So it's Bao Yu. Okay, Jia Bao Yu. Cool. This duel wasn't overseen by a notary office anyways, and our employer's not going to let this failure slide if we just leave. Alec Johnson, thanks for tuning in. Don't just sit there, move your asses and jump him. I can see how we're becoming experts at getting jumped. With the bitter cry of the defeated, his gang rushed towards us.
어쩐 일로 진짜 도움이 되는 걸 가지고 오셨네요. 이대로 몰아넣으시죠. 숨통 끊기.
The irony isn't lost on me. I'm fighting thugs with like Heishu packs. Yeah, this music is fire. I'll turn this up.
저대로 돌려보낼 생각은 아니시죠? 확실히 처리해야 합니다.
Should I have any issues in this fight? No, this is a P-enter fight. Okay.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 죽지.
You just texted me something. Oh no.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 지금 알겠지만. 여관에 가면 또 한참 못 봤던 시간. 하리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
Someone in the one of my pharmacies asking a question.
먹을 콱 물어버리자.
Just had to answer real quick. Sorry guys.
끝내지.
Really isn't a great start, fellas. It's never easy, is it? Hey, look, at least we got a nice warm-up. It wasn't all bad. I don't know, this seems more serious than our usual street brawls. Ishmael's right. They weren't your everyday thugs who picked fights with random people for no good reason. They were contracted by someone to specifically target and eliminate Hong Lu. Crisis, what happened to management? Oh boy. And given how open they were about their intent, calling it a contract, it doesn't seem like whoever gave the contract was exactly going for subtlety. Then maybe this is what Jia Zaichun was talking about way back when she mentioned surviving as heirs? Whoever's behind this must have a bone to pick with Hong Lu. Indeed, it seems that we must expect more skirmishes like this. What is it with them in hiding their fucking names, by the way? Alas, was this trial not readily overcome? Not the point. Think on it a little more. Seems like they're assuming that Hong Lu's brought something here in order to participate in that family hierarch evaluation. And there's no reason to assume that we've seen the last of them. They're going to try and take out the competition. A highly accurate assessment of the situation by the executive manager. I expect no less from someone of your genius. Going for the classics of brown-nosing today, Gotis? Since when was it brown-nosing to compliment a job well done? Do you not expect? This inane conversation is most riveting, but I prefer some silence while we wait. It seems that the company foresaw such difficulties. They've sent you a support team to help handle this issue. We heard voices coming from behind us from where Virgilius pointed. You guys still haven't learned to stick to the plan, have you? It really threw me off when I was told to meet you in some backstreets location away from our agreed rendezvous point. Familiar voice, a voice we could not forget. Been a while, everyone. Sade! Pilot! We turned around to follow where the voices were coming from and recognized two people we've been hoping to see again. Peek.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 흰물진 길을 걷지만 세월이 지나면 홍어는 그냥
Sade! Oh, hey. Pilot, right? What's wrong? It's like you're looking at a ghost. Pilot, didn't tell me that you shared my news with them the last time? I sure did, ma'am. Oh yeah, he did. Sinners each recovered from the initial shock of seeing them again. And soon, their faces began to bloom with relieved smiles. Good to see that things haven't changed much around here. Sade, we're so glad to see you're okay. Tick-tock to you too. Good to see your gears are turning just fine. Sade smiled with a familiar grin. She did not seem to have changed much since the last time we met, save for a few minor differences. Her outfit and her badge, for example. You're promoted, yes? Allow me to congratulate you. Yeah. Or the hints of melancholy hanging around her smile and flickering in her eyes. I'm merely congratulating her on her promotion and of her offering a recognition of her excellent... Jesus Christ, Otis, can you shut the fuck up? We all know the meaning that promotion carries. Indeed, it is very profound. After all, no meaning is there to a promotion attained without spilling some blood. You're a real piece of work. Let me ask you something then. If everyone behaves like you do around her, tiptoeing around the facts, keeping it hush-hush about what happened, where's she going to get the bare minimum of the recognition and the consolation she deserves? Otis is fucking real. Otis is so fucking real. Hush-hush would have been nice. I've even overheard some of them whispering that if I let my partner die just so I can snag a promotion. So in that regard, I appreciate that, Otis. If we're being technical, I did die, except my brain was intact. Not even K-Corp's regenerative ampules could have revived me if it wasn't. Then Effie did also. Apparently they went right for Effie's head when they stabbed him with a prosthetic. According to the coroner's autopsy. K-Corp ampules, life insurance. Neither of them can revive someone with a damaged brain. It is what it is. Anyways, let's not dwell on the depressing stuff. We're here for some work. Let's get to work done. Let's talk about work, okay? Let's see here. Coincidentally, I happen to make friends with the feller who has ties to the Gia family, so I brought him over. I agree with Otis, but at the same time, she literally fills out an entire text box whenever she starts speaking. No, that's why I said, bro, shut the fuck up. Hey, is that everything? Yes, sir. Briefing over. No, seriously? I'm gonna make friends with the fellow who has ties to Gia family, so I brought him over. That's fucking it. Just as everyone was reeling in stunned silence at the least informative, least helpful briefing we've ever had the displeasure of sitting through, Ishmael was the first to catch herself. She looked up at Sade. Sade, can we rely on you for some elaboration here? The briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of educating the 5 W's in 1H principle. Looks like we have a lot to discuss once we get back, Pilot. Did I do something wrong? Shush, Pilot, buddy, just stop. You're digging yourself a deeper hole with every word. Gregor quickly leaned in to warn Pilot, but it was too late. A nigh unnoticeable crease had already formed between Sade's brows. Prior to commencing this high-priority operation, it was necessary for us to find individuals with connections to H-Corp, so that we, as the preliminary observation unit, were put to the task, and we managed to establish a connection with an individual. Bro's getting annihilated. No, literally. So, yeah. Someone from my family. No, we tried, but your family proved to be rather difficult nut to crack. However, as we were wasting our precious time with all of our leads, Pilot pursued an unconventional method to establish this connection. I really didn't hold back on the compliments then, and this is how you... Our collaborator is a former employee of the Gia family. After leaving the family, he now runs a lodging business. It is likely that he is far removed from the family politics, less motivated for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. Yes, and according to Pilot's report, he still regards the Gia family positively. How can I not, considering the blessings they have given me? An unfamiliar voice butted into the conversation, as though to continue Saude's explanations. I humbly present myself before the fellowship of the young master Bao Lu. Bao Yu? Bao Yu, yes. Please call me King Tao. It's so over for Pilot. No, literally. Colin Payne, thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. He greeted us in a most polite fashion before bringing his hands together in an odd motion. Oh, is this how people greet each other here? Yep, it's called the Baokon gesture, bringing a fist and palm together to express respect and peace towards the receiver. Aha, knights greet one another by shaking their hands for one self-same purpose. Forsooth, thou art indeed one possessed of a chivalrous spirit. Ah, indeed. Much did I worry about the qualities of people young master has surrounded himself with, but I see that he is in the company of those wise in the ways of the West. I prostrate myself before the vast breadth of your knowledge. What grand generosity it is to open a jar of the waterways of wisdom to quench my barren lands. Something feels familiar about this. Nah, she's been getting less and less verbose with bootlicking these ways. Not like this guy for sure. That's true. He's kind of like how I put this, a bit much. What are you guys talking about? Communicating only by the sound of ticking clock. This is something I had already known ahead of time, yet. What a most curious exchange to behold in person. Brief this journey may be, yet I shall find myself thoroughly entertained in its entirety. Haha. Maybe it's a subtle sprinkle of disrespect that reminds you of the usual flavor. Wait, is this about me? You dare? Ahem. Was all that bootlicking she did supposed to be a source of pride for her or something? Oda shook her head with clear distaste and strode towards me. We are nothing alike, executive manager. Never have I once said such empty flattery in your presence, filled with nothing but hot air and superlatives. I'll leave the guidance of the back streets to him. Well, looks like this is where Sade fell silent, her eyes lingering on Virgilius, who stood somewhere apart from the rest of us. So I finally get to meet the Red Gaze in the flesh. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Effie would have loved to be here. Manager. Please shush, no, literally. Virgilius seemed to sense her lingering gaze and walked towards us after nodding slightly in her direction. Manager Sade. Let's not make this any longer than it has to be. I'm not happy to be helping you with your businesses. I'd much rather put this behind me as soon as possible. Oh, please, it's our first historic collaborative operation, isn't it? Can't you spare a little more time with us? The guy Bud's actually doing something? That guy? Yes, unfortunately LCC has our own business to take care of today, so I won't be accompanying this LCB this time. The Red Gaze will be helping us to get it done. Verge hates Zog, bro. Taking Memphi there. Vroom, vroom. Maybe it's not that unfortunate now that I think about it. I feel like every mission with the LCB has always been an uphill battle to get anything done. Well, you see, back then... Haha, just messing with you. I'm sure we'll have another chance to work again. Boss, we don't got much time. Wait, before you go, I think you owe us some explanation, Virgilius. I will leave the details to Miss Faust. I'm quite busy. Very well. Virgilius turned and left towards Mephistopheles with an oddly disgruntled expression. Sade and Op, never mind. Well then, I'll see you around. Next time, I'll show y'all. I'll show you that I can carry my own weight. You know, oh boy. The last time we met, I was really so darn pathetic. Pilot, competence is shown through action, not words. Sade and Pilot gave us a light nod before following Virgilius. Some sinners opened their mouths to speak, hesitated, then closed them again. We let them go without a word. Perhaps we didn't know what we could say to not make this an awkward farewell. Very well, please, this way. Or maybe we were simply mindful of this guy who was responsible for the quality of our stay. Lord Lou hit her with the answer me, Heishu Parks. Damn, bro, that's 3 of them? Took me 30 minutes to get through 3. Holy shit.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
Deep resentment ought to be washed away. Oh, this is a singing voice? I'm not singing this. Are you sure we're going the right way? I don't like the sound of these weird songs. The main streets are most likely teeming with those seeking to bring harm to the young master. We must venture an alternative path. And like he said, there weren't any skirmishes once we made it into the deeper, dark alleyways. The lack of foot traffic would normally be pretty unsettling, but I guess it's what we needed at this moment. As for the song, it's a song that's become rather popular in the back streets in the recent months. The lyrics are pretty ominous for a popular song. It's a song that's spread through word of mouth. It sings of how the decimated Kong family. This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Didn't know there was a song like that. Is this the first time you've heard of it too, Honglu? He's a posh git from a posh family. I doubt he's ever set his precious feet in the back streets, so it's no wonder he's never heard anything like it. I've been to the back streets before, but Heathcliff isn't wrong. I did spend most of my time in my room. That's precisely because you were the most treasured one of them all, young master. Much like how the jade of the greatest worth is to be cherished, prized, and hidden in the deepest depths of one's coffers, where none shall reach. I'm like him? To a lesser degree, particularly as of late. So that guy used to work for the Jia family before, huh? Do you know him, Honglu? Honglu stopped himself as though a thought flashed in his head and quietly glanced in my direction. Then, it's nothing. Shall we continue walking down this road? You saying trying to soften the blow? Yeah, no, literally. Indeed, humble as I may be, I am very well versed in the roads of this area. Honglu shook his head at me as he casually changed the subject. It was as though he was trying to hide something we knew from King Tao. Should we be suspicious of something? Only a temporary one. A degree of caution would be advisable. Given Pilot's clear inexperience and naivete, we would do well to remain suspicious of this character. Faust and Otis approached me as Hong Lu was nodding along and chatting amicably with our guide. Well, looking back at our journey thus far, I think we learned our lesson about blindly trusting every collaborator we come across. With this growing mistrust in mind, I slowly made my distance from the guide before asking Faust the burning question. What was that back there with Virgilius? Something about him going off to help them out? The consequences of his actions at Wuthering Heights. Oh. His actions were a violation of one of the more important items in his contract with the company. He is simply taking responsibility for the breach of contract. I think back to the incident at the manor. Feels like such a long time ago now. Well, it's kind of a bummer. He really helped us out of a pickle. They're dragging him away for? Something wrong, honored guests? Ah ha 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 ha! No, nothing at all. No problemo, right, Ryoshu? Cool. Shut up, idiot. Mersal, can you carry Heath for a little bit? He's dead tired. It will be done. Heathcliff, punched in the gut by the hilt of Ryoshu's sword, fell forward right onto Mersal's welcoming shoulder. Rhodia? You're the kind of person I hate the most. The kind of dull people who can't read the room. Don't you feel the same way, Dante? Yep. Nodded enthusiastically, as something seemed to imply that she wasn't really asking me a question. I don't think she was about to punch my lights out, but just correctly this time. Classified company information must not be discussed in the presence of an outsider. Reminds me of the time he got knocked out cold for a while because he kept asking questions without raising his hand. The guy just doesn't learn, huh? Yeah, no, she's goated. You successfully persevered the secrecy of classified information without spilling blood. I applaud this policy. I'm just not a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff like dirt now. If it is no problemo, as you say, then that is well indeed. Yet I worry that it appears that the problem has found us anyway. We are surrounded by people with various weapons in hand. Seems that my guidance has indeed given us a much safer path from the more obvious skirmishes. However, to my great regret, it appears that the more observant of our enemies has tracked us here. Yeah, his job is to prevent this from happening, not like stop it completely, bro. He's not just gonna be like, talents in war are terribly lacking, so I intend to become scarce for a moment. Yet I have the utmost faith in the strength of our young master and the honored guest in overcoming this adversity. Already standing so far from the front lines that he was practically hiding behind me. Faust, anything you can tell us about these enemies? No, but a consultation with the Kushel staff seems necessary if we are to determine whether negotiating with them is an option. Wake up Heathcliff, set him down. It will be done. I feel bad for Heath. Yeah, what the fuck is going on with that? I mean, he is a dumbass, but like, still. Girls! Tough looking stranger. No passives. They just get fucked up. Okay, yeah, they just get fucked up. They're not strong at all. Alright, I mean, shit. Wrap it up, I guess. Someone said this was a skill check. I don't know if that's true. Later on? Okay.
해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
자, 저쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
Nice. Okay, it's my goat's turn. One kill per skill. W. I mean, what more do you want? He's a goat. Lord Lou's immaculate drip? No, for real. Are you unhurt, young master? Yep, totally fine. Of course, our honored guest marshal's skills were all exceptionally brilliant, but young master, your light was the brightest even among the incandescent. His humble servant could not hold back his tears at this wondrous sight. To witness such excellent martial arts from none other than the young master himself, what an unexpected surprise. We, as in us, as in everyone in this stream in Crisis, love Lord Liu. No, I mean, that's true. It was simply an assumption that the young master had ceased his trainings once he departed the family. How do you think they tracked us down? Maybe the ilk who lurk in these parts of the backstreet recognize the young master's venerable countenance. My face is that well known. Our evaluations are nigh. Every soul living in Hongnu must know the face of the young master, whom is loved by every elder of the family. It must be that they are under the assumption that you are carrying something of great value. They all seemed wrong then. I didn't bring anything precious that the elders might be looking for. Even now? I just couldn't care less about it, that's all. Besides, many of my siblings are much better fit to be the family hierarch than I am. Huh, that's, well, that is indeed a relief. A relief, is it? Well, but of course, it is a highly dangerous endeavor to partake in the hierarch evaluations. So it is a great relief to know that the young master is not putting himself in unnecessary danger. Now that we took them all down, there shouldn't be any more on the way, right? Buddy. Why are you laughing, Ryoshu? Now I'm worried. Please do not concern yourselves any further. We will take a more clandestine path. I guarantee a safe and easy passage to our destination. Yeah, this nigga's lying. Yet I must ask you to place your faith in this humble servant. Hong Liu is not like most faces. Oda shut her eyes for a moment, out of her torts, then turned to look at Ishmael. No way, you're actually gonna read it? No, I mean, how could I not be caught off guard after almost a whole year of getting brushed off by everyone every time I plead with them to read the damn pamphlet? Like hell, did no one think to... grievances. Okay, fine, here it is. From the pamphlet and began intently glaring at its text, as if she didn't want to miss even the smallest detail of information in there. Suspicion clear on her knitted brows. This is why Otis is the GOAT. The GOAT!
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데를 좋아했으니 내일은 더 떳떳이
There's no comparison of these two to everyone else. It's insane.
이거 참 설레는구려.
There's so much there's so much more broken than the others. All the while fighting off hordes upon hordes of enemies. Appears that the young master's reading countenance was made known. Thought we were finding a more clandestine passage, bro. How are we getting jumped by even more enemies? Meet reliable woman. As I have said, the young master's radiant. At least try to give it a little variation to your excuses. When truthful, given the disjointed allegiance of the enemies attacking us. Otis played with the pamphlet in her hand, clearly frustrated but unable to establish anything concrete. What a clear allegiance to attack a member of the Gia family. Looks like everyone in the backstreets has been getting pretty plucky while I was away. Back then, I couldn't even catch a glimpse of their faces. They'd all be on their hands and knees wherever we walked past. Oh, what a wonderful change. How much longer till we get there? My Kazan is near. Calm your worries. God, our guide seems oddly calmer now than he did at the beginning of this journey. Did he really get numb to all the violence that fast, or he's definitely trying to get us killed? Taverns, inns, or equivalent places of lodging in the region. Not sure about that, but the Kazans also serve alcohol and food alongside their lodging services. Maybe we could get a meal there. Hopefully we won't be attacked there like this. Residential building is within this particular area and floor hung on a taboo. Just heard the most ridiculous thing, but I guess I'll ask her about it later. If it's for some kind of family hierarchy or some family head selection contest, why couldn't they save all this fighting until then? Because it would be too late. Too late how? Every hierarch candidate must have brought incredibly precious treasures with them. It'd be nice if they believed that their own treasure is the most precious of them all, but just in case someone else brought something even better than their own. And might as well kill them too for the sake of convenience. What line of thinking is that? Other families didn't seem too different from mine. Damn. Deepest apologies for intruding upon this most enthralling conversation. However, we may be inviting even further trouble by dallying here. With that, the guide pulled out a watch to check the time. It will be nighttime soon. He's like the villain that's too obvious to be a villain, you know what I mean?
이대로 몰아넣으시죠. 불가 위협 막아내지 못해. 이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나
Get their ass, Hong Lu.
이 정도 탕류의 허덕이라.
여관에 가면 또 한참 멀었지.
He's like the villain that's too stupid to be a villain, yeah.
다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요. 불가 위협
시비수에게는
막아내지 못해.
이 앞에 숨쉬자.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요. 숨통 끊기. 어머? 놀랐어?
목을 떨궈주마.
Get his ass.
여관에 가면 또 한참
Oh yeah, answer me hate you packs. Wrap it up.
다리에게
They're dead.
해줄
Wrap it up.
이야기가
Boom. One dead. This one's gonna die with this attack. Yep. And then the next person. Fucking killed.
튀울 수도 없겠구나.
3 for 3, bro. Every single one of those killed one person minimum.
가치 없군. 이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 지금 알겠지만.
Just insane, bro. Zachary Street, thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it, dude.
여관에 가면
Really appreciate it, man.
다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
How's it been, Street?
림바스 춤.
목을 떨궈주마. 뱀으로 꿰뚫고 넌 후연히 튀울 수도 없죠.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 지금 알겠지만.
사요. 짐승. 넌 튀울 수도 없.
Fucking killed. The numbers he outputs is just fucking insane.
끝내지.
Feel bad for the other Heishu since Lord Lu and Mao Faust are just farming up all the ore before they can get a hold of it. No, literally. Is this the place? After running through the alleyway after alleyway, shit. After running through alleyway after alleyway, after turning corner after corner, we finally came across the sight of several small buildings tightly built next to one another. At the center of them was a building lit with red lamps adorned with a door plate with complicated looking letters scribbled all over it. Working non-stop, bro. Good to see you doing well. Thanks, dude. Really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well too, man. This is shoddier than I expected. Hey, isn't this place a bit too trashy to house our precious young master? Hoo-yah? Yes, sir. This is not our building. Please look this way to see where our honored guest will be staying for the night. I knew it. I heard so much from Long Lu about the splendor, all the... Huh? We followed King Tao's finger and arrived at a small warehouse of sorts, its exterior painted in black. That looks even smaller than Mephistopheles. Can we all even fit in here? Hey, that place looks trashy as hell, even for us. Let alone your young master. This is the nearest Kazan we could afford to stay in, at least among the ones I can manage. Yet, its location in the back streets heavily limits the level of decency it can afford. Long Lu? Did I say Long Lu? My bad, bro. My bad, my bad. I'm tired. My deepest and sincerest apologies, young master. Don't worry, we can always sleep in decent places. It looks just fine for an overnight stay to me. Are you nuts? Can that thing even fit all of us in there? Much did I wish to guide the honored guests to the family mansion in the central zone. However, the time... Oh, the sweeping wave. Doesn't that start at 3:13 in the morning? I feel like we've got plenty of time to get there. Exactly. Don't we have more than enough time to get to the family mansion? According to H-Corp Travel Guide, the central area is only like an hour away from here. Has the honored guest traveled to District 8 before? Well, no. This is my first time here, but then one must ask how the honored guest could claim to have the full understanding of a place merely by flipping through a book where she hasn't had to contend with it in person. Innumerable, unpredictable changes await in the teeming jungle of buildings, the ever-shifting structures, the constantly changing paths, ambushing from foolish yet vicious syndicates or offices of the backstreets. Oh, we are beset by danger from all sides. Such a bold, flippant approach to predicting the phenomena of this place is to court death. Even a toddler must know that. One fails to disguise his utter sorrow at the inadequacy of her wisdom. Is it just me, or are we all thinking back to Ishmael back at the Great Lake? Zip it, Dante. But if this is the guidebook lists a path, does it not imply that it's technically possible to reach there in time? Otis suddenly took a step forward. In her hand was the H-Corp travel pamphlet that Ishmael was talking about. I have faith in that our executive manager would lead us in your directionally challenged stead, that we would be able to lead us to our destination before night falls. Me? This does not appear to have been discussed beforehand. Very well, allow me to speak freely without frills. Our responsibility is to bring the honored guest to the central zone and to ensure the young master's safety. It is indeed technically possible to reach the mansion before the night at the back street commences. Technically. Yet, not even one iota of danger to the young master shall be permitted. The mission has been so graciously bestowed upon this humble servant is not to guide the young master with haste, but to guide him with the utmost safety. Oh. It is said that those engaging in strategies and plans must remain wary of losing sight of their purpose, to stubbornly forge on toward the family mansion in lieu of necessary intel to see where these mobs of assailants would end is to wrongfully prioritize the journey over the destination. You. Oh, you. Wonderful. Truly impressive. You have all the qualities of someone I would trust with my life when devising a stratagem. This is the most fitting attitude for those who genuinely wish best for those they serve. Really? You're just gonna start going along with them all of a sudden? I have misunderstood your intentions, truly. They sparked my ire by comparing some of your choice words with my very own. Yet now my eyes have been opened to the honest loyalty that lies within your heart. Ha ha ha! This humble servant did not imagine, even in his wild dreams, that there would be someone who understands the fathoms of his loyalty. It seems that the young master has certainly gained an eye for allies and fellowships. This is cause for much relief in my heart. Listen to him. Oh, that he did the ha ha ha. This one knows how to jest. May have lost my cool for a moment there. Anyway, this man speaks true. It is highly likely that we would be exposed to attacks of similar nature were we to continue moving at this time. That's when I realized she was looking in my direction. The exaggerated smile had all but completely faded from her face, replaced with an odd but dead serious expression. When our gazes locked, she nodded. She must be completely turned around by that guy. Is this her way of saying, so long, I'm gonna quit and go work with this guy now? Thanks for everything? As for this hotel, it is still much better than sleeping in outdoor tent barracks. We should be able to relieve ourselves of some fatigue here before moving on. Did you not earlier insist on continuing our search for a much better accommodation with the greatest vehemence, Miss Otis? Yeah, whatever. We get your point. Let's go inside. My humblest self can only behold your generous acceptance of this insufficient lodging with the deepest gratitude. Otis beat the allegations, but regains them at every further moment. Yeah. Architecture of today mustn't be lodged with such haste merely by an observation of their exterior. The interior may hold aught to be surprised of. Worry not. With Rhodians surrendered, wouldn't that be nice? We made our way into the building. Oh, this actually ain't so bad. It's clean in here. This place presents a rather classical aesthetic. The landscape paintings lining on the walls give off a rather sophisticated mood. And it's much more spacious inside than from the outside. They use some kind of space expansion tech in here too. No, it seems that the building only appeared small outside due to the density of structures and proximity. Well, the door is now open. Should my presence be required, I shall be in the small shed next to this building. Please do converse freely. Tough being an Otis fan. No, literally. Thanks for tuning in, crazy. The man smiled awkwardly and quietly excused himself as the excitement among the sinners began to grow. Meanwhile, Hong Lu stood a fair distance from the guide, quietly watching his face as he left. His expression was enigmatic, as if he were gazing upon the clouds, the flowers, or even the wind. Yet there was no light in those eyes. It was as though they behold a storm cloud, a desolate field of wilted flowers, and a howling, destructive gale. Do you suspect something, Hong Lu? So I decided to ask. Not yet, I don't think. Huh? Not yet? So, big brother, something felt off to you too, huh? This is where we caught a familiar voice. Wow, Zaichun, it's you, and so soon, too. Yeah, I told you I had a feeling we'd be seeing each other again very soon. Have you been well, young master? I'm so glad to see that you're doing well, Mr. Wei. Oh wait, don't tell me you're staying here too, Zaichun. I normally wouldn't ever set foot in a place like this, but I ran into some kind of large-scale construction on my way back to the family mansion. I had to come through the back streets. So we weren't the only ones troubled by that construction site. Hail to thee. Gugh. The confident look on Zaichun's face was immediately replaced by that of alarm. Did she lose her memories again? Is she with you? No, Don Quixote's the same as always. Ahem. But she looks like such an airhead. Young Zaichun! Well, wouldst thou accompany me to the lounge but a moment so that we may share a moment of catching up? Oh, yeah, actually, let's do that. Hold on. Jia Zaichun seemed to hesitate for a moment, staring at Don Quixote after hearing that her memories were intact, before walking right up to her. Shall we? Wait, why don't you go and find a room for me to stay in while I talk some things out with her? You want to do some catching up, right? 'Tis a manager Esquire. Loss of critical personnel may be a cause for disciplinary action. I don't think there's anything wrong with making friends, though. Heh, looks like Zaichun really likes Don Quixote if she's comfortable enough to tease her like that. It's not Don Quixote she likes. She obviously just wants Don Quixote's power she saw back then. My lady, this is hardly the place for. Fine, I'll try again later. Go get some sleep. I'm heading in too. Don getting diddled, bro. Zai Chun sighed with a bit of disappointment before heading into the lobby. Free Dawn, she did nothing wrong. Well, let's all head inside now. By who? So I and the rest of the sinners followed her into the lodging.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지.
Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodging, but Sinclair appeared to be the most anxious of them all. Sinclair? Something in here stands out. Like, imagine an ideal picture. Did you call? Ah, I missed that joke you sang. That's not what I'm not... Anyway, am I the only one who feels like something stands out like a sore thumb from the whole picture? Yeah, glad you brought something up. I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. What's so off about this place? Isn't it obvious? Where'd all the complimentary snacks go? What's that weird mystery table at the center of the room? Its saturated colors are quite the pleasant sight to behold. Is it any better inside? What the hell is this hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked by the particularly unsightly piece of indoor furniture calmed somewhat once everyone made it inside of the building. Of course, no one was able to discern the real purpose of that table yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue on the shoes. Not only the floor, touching the walls leaves an unidentified black substance on one's finger. Not to mention how the walls ripple in an odd fashion. What could possibly be the construction of this structure? Well, my guess is that the maintenance stuff's been slacking. These motherfuckers had different formulas. Same conclusions. Rodeo is hungry. Maybe, but why is everything so neatly organized? I've been to enough seedy establishments to tell when some place has gone a while without a tidy up. At least it appears that each room is furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, executive manager, we may be able to rest here. Huh, I guess they really didn't have time to clean up. Geez, I chewed. The last person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the area outside the lobby stared blankly around the room with an aghast expression. I'm not even sure what they say to this ridiculous negligence. Dear Lord, I'm tired. Then found her room after leaving a scathing remark. It ain't the first time we're sauntering right into some shady business, in it. Let's just... in it, Jesus Christ. The British. Let's just cross that bridge when it comes to it, yeah? I guess. Anyone could tell that there was something definitely wrong about the guy. Some sinners, including Heathcliff, had already slumped to the floor, I've never seen that word before in my life. Vociferously expressing their desire to rest with the collective sigh of exhaustion. What the fuck does that even mean? Vociferously. You can't just fucking say words like that. Or vociferously. In a loud and forceful manner. Slumped to the floor, loudly expressing their desire to rest with a collective sigh. They did not need to put vociferously there. They didn't need to put that there. That was overwriting. In that case, Dante, perhaps this may be a good time to announce today's close of business. I've never made this announcement outside the bus before. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Understood, thank you kindly. Starting now, you will all be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. Pulling out words literally. No one has used in the past 400 years. No, literally. No, literally. As soon as she finished, The sinners each began to relax in their own ways, some stumbling into their rooms, while others lingered to speculate over the bizarre table at the center of the room. Save for Otis, that is. Got something to say, Otis? Yes, Executive Manager. It's about our guide, King Tao. Oh, your new best friend from earlier? Seems like you guys are getting along pretty well. Simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What signal? Oh, you mean when you nodded slightly in my direction? That is an informational advantage over us when it comes to this locale. Regardless of how sound the accusations we came up with were, he would have been able to explain them away using his familiarity with the region. I thought, as the party with an informational disadvantage, it would have been wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with that individual and go along with their plans while trying to dig out as much intel as possible. This guy totally won you over. EM, I've been in this business for many years. How could you even imagine that I'd be fooled by an amateur spy who's so overtly Yeah, it's nothing. Otis's disappointment was palpable, but she stopped herself as soon as she remembered that there were more important matters at hand. Serpent Desu, finally I found you. Well, thanks for tuning in, I really appreciate it. While it is uncertain as to how long that individual will be accompanying us, it would be reasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating Hong Lu, Jie Boyu. I present the fact that it was Pilot, the inexperienced Greenhorn, who somehow conveniently came across this connection as another evidence supporting this suspicion. Remember, around 17 millimeters of human blood can substitute for an egg in baking. Until we meet again! 17 millimeters of human blood can substitute for an egg in baking. Why would you know that? Why would you know that?
Why would you know that?
Hola. Welcome back. Dude! Feed her to the sweepers? No, literally.
Who said that?
Crazy. Faust has the information to spare. Faust joined the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time.
Me?
I don't know, probably. I heard you mock me when you came in. What do you have to say to him? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
You encourage this behavior.
I do. Absolutely. Feed her to the sweepers. A review of every known taboo has failed to identify what he once called a residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibits acts of violence within residential areas. Then that also has to be cat. Too early to come to conclusions regarding that matter. It appears that this area, Hongwan, has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to a conclusion these most likely lying. Heishu will be at your doorstep in 5 days. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, we must already be deep within enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier were also most likely part of their plan. It may very well be that this building itself is also a trap, yet we lack the intelligence about the particular back streets to be certain. However, we do have one minor advantage. It appears that they have severely underestimated our capabilities, given the low caliber of assailants they decided to send after us. I'm gonna be right back, guys. However, we do have one minor advantage. It seems that yeah, okay. One thing we can capitalize on is the mutual lack of intel. Keep our guard up, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way through this trap. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry about misunderstanding. Honestly, I didn't know who or what to trust. Then I would appreciate it if you could trust me fully next time. Otis bowed politely and returned to her room. Faust and I chatted a little bit more about King Tao and his plans, but our discussions ended without bearing much fruit. Ooh. Witnessing. I realized that Hong Lu was missing as I was spending time chatting with the sinners. I didn't notice him going into his room, so I walked to the exit about to look for Hong Lu's outside, ran into Jia, Zai Chun, and Wei, who decided to stay in the room close to the door. It's getting late. Where are you going alone without a guard? Looking for Hong Lu. Right, I can't understand what you're saying. I find that there are two types of people. First type is usually says whatever is on their mind without pausing or caring deeply to hear my reply. Given that this type of person isn't actually looking to communicate with me, that simplifies things a little on my end. However, it's also oddly insulting as it seems as though they don't recognize me as a human, but rather as a wall, or a clock on a wall. And the other type is the one that reads me so well that they might as well be hearing what I'm saying. Virgilius falls into that latter category. He recognizes the pitch of my tics and talks, reads my body language, or sometimes even claims to see my expressions like how Don Quixote does. And Jia Zai Chun, who saw through me with that sort of exchange. Okay, let's see, just looking to get some morning air, or, does your prosthetic head even come with a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed from the way it works. Did not belong in either category. You're shaking your head, so no. Are you looking for something to eat? She's a new one, the type that tries to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. Nice to wake or find someone who may be able to translate. They would have done that themselves if it was something important. I'm kind of curious though. What was that hand gesture you made when I first asked? You brought up your index finger to your cheeks? Hong Lu's always smiling. Thought I could simulate a smile to convey that I'm looking for him. Starting to veer in a completely unhindered territory. Brother, huh? Gio, strangely enough, was disappointed and dispirited by my reply. I was curious, but it would also take me ages for her to ask how she's feeling, so I nodded to express my gratitude before heading back to the entrance. I found Hong Lu gazing at the hazy scene out the opaque window. What are you doing here? People watching this guy. As I stared outside the window at the scene, Hong Lu seemed to sense what I was thinking and began. Heathcliff, thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. Rams, thanks for tuning in. Gave me all the time I needed to be like 10 levels of Limbus. Great. Canto 4 pissing me off. It happens, man. It happens. Are you worried for me, Dante? Well, yeah, it's your turn, Hong Lu. Haha, it really is. I'm back at H-Corp, and everyone's talking about the family hierarchy situation. But you don't have to worry about me at all. Because I did not wish for anything from Limbus Company. Really? Not like you saying. Not hiding my true feelings. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I joined only to have some new experience, that's all. Going to happen, whatever it might be. Something that will shake you to your very core. Even if you didn't wish for something, going through something like that could. Probably yes. But it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyways. No matter what happens here, I can't do this like everyone else. Because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me, or to those around me, I only... A loud, boisterous bellow suddenly cut off Hong Lu before anyone could even hear his sentence. Serpent? Welcome back, dude. I appreciate it. Dongbek, dong wrong. Oh, right, I forgot. Oi, let go of me. Just listen to that sod talking and hear and tell me I'm not supposed to get mad at that. Dang it, lower your voice. What are you guys doing back there? Gregor and Heathcliff, who were likely hiding behind the entrance door, tumbled into view. I knew I shouldn't have come here with this guy. Could you have been patient for even a few minutes before bursting out of here? How long have you two been listening? From the very start, of course. I thought he was finally making some sense at first, but you know what that? Used to following others well. Oh, dear God. Crisis reading is so poetic. Jesus Christ. Haha, I didn't mean to irk you, Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. Bloody hell. I'm about to burst a vessel. Oi, buggy blow. The British! The fucking British. Am I supposed to practice patience after listening to that drivel? I think I'm practicing plenty of patience despite you calling me buggy bloke out of nowhere. So yeah, you are. That's not what I... Finally, some silence. Anyways, sorry about listening in, fellas. I'll let you in on some big secret if you let this one slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arm awkwardly as I stared at him in silence, then pointed at a pillar in the exaggerated motion. Guess who's hiding behind that pillar, Manager Bud? With that, two familiar figures stumble into the view behind the pillar. How could you betray us like that, Gregor? Bwah. Bad, weak, and highly annoying. Good night, snooze fests, she says. Huh? Did I get that wrong? I never said good nights. When did you get a fuck? Sinclair, with infinite interest before slicing open the ceiling above the entrance. With that wet noise from something cutting through a wall, a black ink-like substance dripped onto a floor, followed by Rhodia and Otis crashing down after it. No bitches in all mirror worlds? That's crazy. Heathcliff gets well soon. Imagine getting sentenced to no bitches. Oh, get the fuck out. Oh, I didn't realize I had garnered such an audience for my story. Executive Manager, the sole reason I followed you out here was the purpose of protection, as I was concerned for your safety. I am not like the others who followed you merely to sate their curiosities. I was just bored. What the fuck went on during this canto, bro? Just show me my code. What is Limbus even about? Shall we continue the conversation, Dante? Everyone back to your rooms now. The Heishu goat. Wait. I gotta think of what's the best way to go about this. Because having just 3 Heisho pack might not be the move. I won't have the princess. And I don't have Red Eyes of Penitence up yet. That would have been, it would have been good to have her. Would have been nice to have her as an extra bleed type. Yeah, I guess I could use your guy as support. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that in the store. You know I don't do that shit. These guys aren't level 55 either. There's like nothing I can do about that. Alright, let's try with this first. This team first. After that little kerfuffle, just as everyone was scattering to their rooms, Otis suddenly began to vehemently oppose, leaving me all on my own. Damn, this is a nice ass fucking room, bro. Like, this for a hotel would go so fucking hard. I would love this. This looks so pretty. Party Hat Virgilius from Party Hat Mirror World. Dude, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. Really appreciate it, dude. Seriously, don't worry about it. I usually take the night to watch on the bus anyways. Or I usually took the night watch on the bus anyways. Where the fuck are they coming from? No, I really don't know. That is true, however. We are currently in an uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping at a place where our safety isn't an absolute guarantee. Hey, we're literally right next door to them. It'll take less than 5 seconds for us to come over when something happens. Do you not know that every second matters in emergencies? Now, babushka de camp. Let's get out of here. An oddly familiar sequence of events and words played out, and they eventually left my room, gently closing the door behind them. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit on the corner of the bed, surrounded. Does Dante sleep? I allowed my shoulders to slump. I don't need to sleep, I didn't think so. But the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I need some time to relax and empty my thoughts every once in a while. While I've gotten somewhat used to the pain, it still hurts like hell when I rewind the sinner's time. And the longer this journey got, the more frequent and severe the sinner's injuries become. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but so did our enemies, which means that my clock is always turning and turning without a moment to rest. Dude, I would not be able to rest here, yeah, no. But it looks so pretty. But in the context of the story, yeah, I would never. So I think of the star. Before the great gates which I face with every revival, I witness its intricate engravings and feel its silent vibrations. Even after a whole year, I am still no closer to understanding what they were supposed to represent. But by emptying my thoughts and just taking in the sights, I find myself calming down. So comfy, but I know I'm getting my ass jumped. Yeah, no, exactly. Also, the wind is quite cool and crisp tonight. Wait, that's weird. Wind? Yeah, the window just opened, nigga. Open your eyes. Something just opened the window, but there's no way the gentle breeze would have unlatched and left my window open like that, and if it did, it would have made a pretty loud noise. Besides, this chill isn't coming from in front of me. I slowly turn around where the window's supposed to be, only to see a melted wall. Oh, this is Faust. And an intruder sinking it through this newfound opening. As though driven by some survival instinct, I rolled off the bed, but there was already a blade right at my neck where the head met. It's a searing sword. Is this just a random one? Because they have the yellow things, that's why I thought Faust. Just like a little nudge and I'd be dead before I could even make a tick. I remembered how worried Otis was to leave me alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. I should have trusted her judgment. Just as I was getting ready for my final struggle, my final moments filled with the greatest regret about not listening to Otis's advice. Yeah, Ryoshi was not going to listen to that shit. Ryoshi was ready for smoke. What a pathetically thin blade. Too delicate to have the clocks. CIA, I don't know. Ryoshi leapt down from the ceiling and deflected the assailant's dagger away from me. Ryoshi snuck in thinking I was about to see something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked up to see the ceiling torn open, dripping with the viscous paint-like fluid just as I saw earlier during my conversation with Hong Lu. And Otis peeking out from the gap. Feeling had a room to hide in. Remember that. Shut up and help me. Nor had I not been on the bus. Equally defanged and depowered. I suddenly required Hohenheim's commentary back at the ICE, or the LCE. I had a vague notion of what he meant, but now I was really feeling it. What is happening? Just Ryoshi was struggling to stop that one blade. The intruder pulled out another dagger with their other arm and slashed at Ryoshi's neck. A beast of the Heisho pack. The intruder would have cut her throat had Wei not burst through my door. I had to go get my duck in because it started raining. Oh my gosh, the duck! Pet the duck for me 5 times, please. Creepy ass. Who wields you now? I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Light enters not the vast garden, yet falls a star into its fathoms still. Ah, no. The intruder reached into his clothes, muttering an odd invocation. Little shit a talisman. Kuh. Wei, get it together, my lady. Just as the intruder's muttering began to grow intense, Jia Zaichun leaped into my room and struck the stranger with her fan. Going to let that bastard finish that stupid spell? I almost activated the Q-Corp talisman. Apologies, my lady. Seems I still remain somewhat bound by that spell. Listen, you're no longer a Heishu. You serve me now. Don't have to let those things control you anymore. Yes, my lady, my apologies. I fell limply to the bed, with a sudden alleviation of stress and pressure. I managed to stop the assassin before he laid his hands on them. Unfortunately, click. When the lights came on, we saw this one. This one's from the Mao branch, isn't it? There's a black bamboo hat wearing assassin on the ground. The walls? The walls that appeared solid before were melting away as if they were a viscous fluid. There is something wrong with this building. I knew that they must have done something to the building, but how is a Heishu here? Whole operation's gotta be spearheaded by someone with real power. This isn't just an ambush from an overexcited family hierarchy contestant. What I don't understand is, why the Mao branch? There are better Heisho branches to use if all they wanted was to cut off the clock's head. And they must have had a different purpose, huh? Correct. This one is from the Mao branch of the Heishu packs, which means more of them must have infiltrated this building. Though not at the scale of the Zai branch, the Mao branch always move in groups. Therefore, their goal must be to kill every guest staying in this Kizan, including you, my lady. Then, we gotta get moving. We can't let them surround us if we want even a chance of surviving this. Dante! Sinners burst into my room. Bro, honestly, I would just be like, Ayo, Don Quixote. Take off Rosciante, clip the corp. Clip the whole corp. Go satiate. Go feed your entire family's worth of blood. Go my vampiric empress and just have her wipe the corp out. Wipe the whole corp, bro. Whole corp gotta go. Be like, an attack on my life? Nah, it's personal. It's personal. Go my vampiric empress. Just some minutes ago, I saw someone call Erkling low-budget hacklord rage bait so bad it made me chuckle. Yeah, that's fucking good shit. Thank me later. If we don't move our asses, we're as good as dead. Way. Yes. We don't have the time to contact the main forces of our faction at the family mansion. You know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? It will be done, my lady. Jia Zaichun and Wei immediately stormed out of the room as they saw the sinners enter, as though they were been waiting here for my protection. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced and on edge. Mersal was covered in battle wounds, and Otis wore an inscrutable expression. Stand before you in shame, to have to bar the hands of another to protect the executive manager. No, I should have listened to what you'd said. Extrapolating from the pattern by which the walls have disintegrated, it is likely they utilized the identical means of the infiltration for each center. Oh right. Were you attacked by bamboo-hatted assailants too? The ranks numered many, Manager Esquire, yet, for how many of them there were, they were unsettlingly silent. Verily, we were not almost. I saw on the way here that some of us did get killed, impaled straight through the guts. So, what he said about fighting indoors, was it taboo? Yeah, a lie. How utterly cowardly and unjust of these vile cur to strike from the shadows. Alas, now is not the moment to ruminate upon their villainy. Correct. Besides, there's more of them waiting to sink their blades into us. Who died? No, I didn't see Sinclair! I didn't see Sinclair! I think it was all the people that, like, you could only pick the people that weren't impaled. I see, that makes sense. I love the attention to detail in this game. It's so good. I forgot that she's the only one with the fucking green block, dude. The only one with the green block. Roblox cosplayers, when I asked them who Ranboo Hatted Kim is, LMAO, he got clipped. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Did I get clipped? What are you talking about? What did I get clipped in? No. Hold on. You can't just say that shit, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm saying Sinclair got clipped. Nah, bro, that's not fair. That's not fair. You can't do that to Sinclair, bro. Sinclair did not deserve that shit. Jesus. Oh. Oh my gosh, bro. Come on. I need you guys to win these basic ass flashes, bro. You know what? I know Sancho will hard carry me through anything in the game. It's okay. The only clip I have on Crisis was the... What was that nigga when someone said they want to breed Manager Dawn? Yeah, that's funny. These Heishus move like demons, by the way. No, yeah, they do. Shit, they already took like half that nigga's HP. Fuck. Fuck. He's at such a disadvantage, dude. Yeah, he can't clash yet. My Liesol just getting fucked. It's okay though. Sancho will hard carry. That's right, he does on stagger. My goat does not stand idly by. Get their ass. He's gonna lose. His sanity's fucked. I forgot that his SP solo. It doesn't matter if he reloaded. 73 subs for 500 special. That's true. That's true. Well, I wonder what I should do for the 500. What should I do? I might just do like a... Okay, look. For the 500 sub special... For the 500 sub special... I might do either like a 16-hour or 24-hour stream. Maybe. Don't hold me to that, because I don't know what I'll be doing. Like, I don't know if something crazy could happen, but maybe. Yeah, at least yeah. Is bro building bleed team? I've already had a bleed team. I have an everything team except for like a trimmer and sinking. I don't have trimmer and sinking. Or charge. I don't have charge either. I have all the good stuff. 24-hour stream would be fucking hilarious. Watching bro descend into madness would be funny. Yeah. I bet. Yeah, the bleed team's holding strong right now. It's really just Liesol. He's just not ready. He's not combat ready. He's doing his best though, man. You have Heishu team? Oh yeah, 100%. I don't have a poise team. I have the Heishos. The Heishos are like a poison rupture team. I mean, they're there. They exist. I could fill in the gaps with like some other stuff, but I mean it's not necessary. Poise is not a team that you have to run. Does that make sense? Like they don't get stronger off of each other, but like Rupture gets stronger off of Rupture, Bleed gets stronger off of Bleed.
그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔.
Full stop? I do have both full stops. Yeah, I have both of them. I don't have Blade Lineage. No, I don't have Blade Lineage. Well, I guess Poise can go off of itself. I have seen some Poise where it's like, if they hit a crit, do more damage. So I guess it could build off of itself, but not to the same degree as the others. I feel like the Bleed teams really stack on top of each other. The Rapture team, it's literally its job is to stack off of itself. You know what I mean? Hey, look, Lisalt's actually doing something this round. It's really just hit or miss for him.
아시겠습니다.
죄인인가?
숨통 끊기. 괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 저킹을 해주세요.
Again, Lisalt is really fucking strong. Yeah, he is.
전격발.
He is literally 15 levels below his enemies right now.
어쩐 일로 진짜 도움이 되는 걸 고치고 오셨네요. 이대로 몰아넣으시죠. 흑승리 뒷박질중.
Enough is enough.
이것밖에 못.
Make them a new dress. Get their ass.
걱정은 하지 않겠습니다.
There we go.
어차피
Very nice.
분명히 이길 거라고 확신하고 있으실 테니까.
Lisalt hit heads on all Savage tires. Yes, manager.
죽지 마. 아류탄초 경연이 찌꺼라. 엎드리다 이건 너무 꽤 멋있는.
Cool animation, 48 damage. Well, he's literally 15 levels lower, so it would have done some crazy shit had he actually been leveled appropriately.
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
I think we're safer now. Something tells me that they're not fighting us at full force. At least we routed them, so hopefully that means something. Ah, where'd Don Quixote go? Hark, for I am here. Don Quixote rushed into my room from the hallway outside. It had gone to espy if the other sinners had suffered as we have. Verily, they were indeed targeted as well. Most defended themselves well against the curs and shall be here post haste, yet not everyone survived, huh? Young Si Claire and Yi Seng, while it appeareth that they had risen and battled, were caught unaware by our foes. 'Tis likely that their demise came soon after tripping over each other's foot. How embarrassing. And yet, young Heathcliff, isn't that fella our resident mop fight expert? How'd they even get him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. Heathcliff. These guys are so gobsmacked. I recall a blade piercing young Heathcliff in the back of his head. Didst thou turn the clock for him already? No, not yet anyway. So that's what that funny itch on the back of my head. Heathcliff reached up to rub the back of his head, then crumpled to the floor mid-sentence. Heathcliff's not breathing anymore, he's dead. How did he even manage to walk all the way over here with a hole in his head? Young Heathcliff! The understanders are starting to gather, manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any moments at the moment, executive manager. I smell something good. Hold on, chat. It smells like seafood, chat. I was not successful in convincing my girlfriend to make food. Oh, good shit. She was making food, just not for me. We'll see. Maybe she'll make it. Maybe she'll be nice. Gotcha. The clock turns as it always does. Sometime later. Whoa, please hold on a moment. You? Absolute gluttony resonance? I love that. I can still see some people inside the lobby, which was also bizarre, a process of melting away. If the Heishus are supposed to be stealthy, why do they have so much drip and flash? Yeah, that's a good question. Woo! Among them, I noticed Jia Zaichun clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. Go on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of a Heishu pack decided to come after small fries like us? And behind the black bamboo wearing hat stood an assassin. Turning my brightness all the way up for this, just so I can make sure I'm seeing the color correctly. I see that you have tracked me down, so certain of your own safety, but my master has already prepared countermeasures. There stood King Tao, our supposed collaborator who led us here, in a way who was threatening him with a sword. Well, it's you. Sussed out that you've been planning something like this, but you lack the patience to pull it off. Quite observant, I thought I'd completely won you over. You must know that at H-Corp there is but one path to survival and riches. Choose a family hierarch candidate and serve them with utter loyalty. But who in their right mind would serve young Master you, who has grown up with no hardship and who doesn't possess even a single speck of ambition? Shut your bloody mouth, and you, rich boy, are you just gonna stand there and let him talk shit? Yeah, but he's right, and I don't have any ambitions. You got no self-respect? What do you have, anyway? Fuck did Hong Lu do? No, on God. Alright, everyone, shut the fuck up for a second. He's obviously taunting you. Stop indulging him. Damn. Little sister's the voice of reason. Fucking hate you, Gra. Wei, speak. I know that you have no means to wield a Heishu pack. So speak, which master did you choose to serve? Who controls them? So they are curious. Stay your sword, Zai Lu. Another unfamiliar voice from the shadows. Ha. Young master, are you certain this is wise? Worry not. They're destined to be swept away by the morning dew anyways. The trajectory of their fate shall not alter, of course. Shall not alter course were they were to witness me. The voice soon reveals himself from the shadows, walking into the light with a casual, assured gait. Huh? Seriously? You? I see. You're... Allow me to grace your ignoramuses with my exalted name. I am Yihua of the Shi family. You may know me as a very prominent candidate to the throne of the family hierarch. Well, well, my good old prey. The big-ass Heishu behind him. Yeah, no, she's fucking massive. She is fucking huge. There's my goat. Let me get my entire team back, please. Thank you.
군주가 나선다. 군주가 나선다.
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면 잠깐
어디서?
이제야 책임은 못
소재가 준비됐어?
명을 받듭니다.
보는 눈은 있네요. 여기서 저만큼 무능한 책임은 못
소재가 말뚝 걸맞는 곳이어야 할.
So this is a 6 battle.
이거 참
Okay.
설레는구려.
Will you pull for Uma Seng? I'm gonna pull for every season 6. Prominent? But of course, I claim control of the branch of the Heishu packs. While you were wasting your time out there searching for the River of Immortality or whatever. I don't even know where I'd start to refute your brain-dead accusation. This is way beneath me. I don't even want to address you as my senior either. So who is it? Big Brother Juan? No, I can't imagine he'd ever be interested in someone like you. What are you talking about? I'm asking whose tea you've been sucking on to gain control of the Mao branch, because we both know for sure that there's no way in hell you have the means to control them. Little twerp. Are you sure you want to insult my height from where you're standing? Master Yehua? Doesn't seem like the mastermind of this operation was actually anyone important. I feel bad for Zailu, she's so goated, but she's being controlled by some bitch-ass motherfucker. No, straight up. Agreed, I can tell by just the look of that traitor with the physiognomy of a deceiver. This is a waste of my time. Zailu, cut these niggas down. The mission was to assassinate them. To meet them in open battle, to risk the lives of hierarch candidates was not what was agreed upon. What the fuck? Blah blah blah, just shut the fuck up and do as you're told. I may fight to protect your life, yet I cannot do more. Okay, so you can't control them. He doesn't wield them. Heishu heeds no voices, but the one who holds their leash. Looks like that Shihua doesn't even control these niggas. Yeah, there's an apt saying often invoked in the East, a fox may pretend to the throne, but only with the blessing of the tiger. Shut up over there. Damn it, this Heishu pack is useless. Hua, what the fuck are you saying? Can't even get a simple job done. Master Yehua, the Heishu packs were here merely as a backup plan. Our true strategy involves... true. This is fine. I have no plans to sweep you all away. This is the second time the individual has made an odd emphasis on a variation of the word sweep. You saying that you bribed the sweepers or something? Okay, these niggas are actually retarded. The head is at the top of the sweepers' chain of command. In other words, only the head possesses the authority to command them. Yeah, of course. Moreover, they are prohibited from touching, let alone entering any designated residential areas during the night in the back streets. Job done, dude. This is a permanent, immutable taboo of the head, one of the very first to be introduced. The effort of going through a myriad of paperwork to ensure the Mephistopheles is recognized as a residential vehicle was ultimately to capitalize on this taboo. Yes, this is exactly as you say. What a stupid question to ask, making me anxious out of nowhere. It soured the mood. Come, let us leave. I had only intended to have them see my face after all. Too bad I won't even remember them in a few days once they all get swept away. Ha 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 ha. We best leave before any unnecessary words are said. This nigga's retarded.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Faust is right. These guys are acting way too suspicious to not have some scheme brewing back there. So suspicious that I'm starting to wonder if they're trying to reverse psychology on us into walking right into their trap. Well, when surrounded by nothing but uncertainties, there's a solution that usually works. Faust. Yep, so Otis. We have 12 sinners. I don't think the so-called Mao branch are willing to fight, which means that we only have 3 enemies. Shihua, our guide, and Jailu the assassin. We have the numerical advantage, don't we? What's going on over there? What's that ticking noise? Our former guide seems to have figured out what our conversation was about because he took a few slow, careful steps away from Shihua before bolting off into the distance. I've been thinking this all day, but he sure is a fast runner. I had a hard time recalling this because he isn't from my family, but I remember now. You're the big brother, Yehua, of the Shi family, right? Didn't he just announce that himself earlier? Anyways, Honglu, I'm gonna get that guy and beat the motives out of him. Is that okay with you? He's not from my family, but I'm sure big brother Yehua will be happy to answer your questions. Jailu with a steel chair! We always have this retarded boy who is in school. Zog, shut the fuck up, bro. You're like a retard. Honglu, level 100 Rage Vader. Great, another thing. As your commander, I should probably say something cool to start off the battle, right? Oh, it's gonna be so cool, like something straight out of a story. Otis said something like this once. That even if one side has the absolute advantage in battle, the commander's words may be the deciding factor in who wins and loses. So I decided to borrow a few words from a book Honglu once lent me. It was a general who said it, but I believe. Oh my god, this nigga's gonna say some retarded shit. Destroy them all. Okay, whatever, bro. Would have been funny if Dante said, and I quote, "Get them niggas."
어쩐 일로 진짜 도움이 되는 걸 걸치고 오셨네요. 이대로 몰아넣으시죠.
You know, Jailu looking like I get my fucking ass beat. Why they gotta nerf the enemies, bro? I just want to fight niggas that are hard. Like, why they gotta nerf niggas? Bestowed mission. Okay. She's got the death right. She will inflict rupture if she hits us. And also, if we're slower than her, she'll do more damage. Coin power goes up if she's fast as fuck. If in panic, reset SP to 0. She staggers pretty soon though. 5+ rupture, class power +1. On hit, inflict 2 rupture. So we pretty much never ever want to gain rupture. Like, we don't want to be hit. I mean, so we're playing normally. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's fucked up. That's mean. That's just fucking mean, dude. Unbreakable inflict rupture? That's just mean, dude. Damn. Oh, and Jailu Faust decides to be slower. Fuck me, I guess, man. Shit. So cool here, she can inflict insane rupture to be clear. I already figured that out. We don't get to see too much of her, honestly. Defense level's 50. We've got some pretty decent lineups against her at the moment. I think we should be okay. And she's got an SP bar, so that's good. She's literally level 75. You could not clash her without that debuff. I'm just saying, like, I don't see why they have to have these debuffs. Like, they could just have the enemy be scaled to your level. Like, it doesn't need to be like that. She could just be level 55 rather than 75. Or she could even be level 60 and just make her, like, hard. Just make her clashable, but not, like, super good. Give it some RNG to it, you know what I mean? Shit, she's fast. She's fast, dude. She is fast. Okay, so we have to play by what she does, not by what we want. Sub-ideal. Grab that. Yeah, it's gonna be better. Good. What's this? Who are you using that on? Gregor. Gregor, can you pull anything off here? I don't think you can. I think Gregor doesn't do shit here. I think we just throw it off. I don't think it's worth it. Well, it could work. 61. I think it could work. We'll see. Curled stagger. It's likely that she'll stagger. I wouldn't say it's a guarantee. I've seen some crazy shit. Although it does look like she staggered. This could be great if we can capitalize on... Yes, that's literally what I wanted. I was like, if we can capitalize on an answer me, we'd be doing some crazy shit here. Aww. Dippy, thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. Strange tune crashes through the sound of this fierce battle. Is this electronic dance music? The middle. No fucking shot. Ricardo! Thanks to the merry chase you've led me on, I have slid ever so slightly further into the world of Bristly. Let's see, Title 2, Section 11. Rosie, the punishment for those who dare to flee from the middle. Retribution begins by tearing their legs apart from the groin. It's my fucking go! Potential man! Make sure you suffer for all of the time you wasted. What the fuck is that blighter doing here? What the hell's wrong with you? You've been stalking us all along? Since when is chasing after a thief conflated with stalking? Have you know that I'm still banished from the world of the luscious thanks to you who dared to pinch my hair coupons? The hell? Where did they come from? You guys are just pissing people off left and right, huh? Xilu, take him out. What an utterly insular fool. What did you just say? Do you not know that man? What's the middle doing here? Ricardo, big brother of the middle, the man who slaughtered the sinners like they were nothing, the man who almost forced me to self-destruct. Pals, don't tell me I have to get ready for that again. No, not yet. According to the evaluation of the LCE, the sinners' powers have grown since their time at the Great Lake. Chance of victory against his enemy has rose to a meaningful degree to forfeit the battle before it even begins. By how much? Enough to put our faith in the uncertainties. Alrighty then, enough with the background noise. I don't care what your business is with these thieves, but I've personally traveled all the way from the eastern part of the city because I simply must exact my vengeance against them with my two bare hands. I could have simply informed my brothers in the east and let them handle this, but that just wouldn't do. I was determined to see this through to the end myself, even if it meant asking a great brother of the east for a favor. So you there, half pint and cute mini entourage, get the hell out of my sight. The middle's book of vengeance comes first. Half pint, ha, keep babbling that fat lip of yours, minion of the fingers. You don't scare me at all with your cheap hairdo. And that garish as hell botched dye job. Wow. That's fucked. He's far too absorbed in his own foolishness to cease walking into his own demise. Unexpectedly, Ricardo's face wasn't contorted with wrath, even after enduring that barrage of insults. Instead, he looked surprised. A moment of silence followed, during which he seemed to be absorbed in thought. Impressive. You just set a new record. The middle never forgets. Thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it, dude. You are the current record holder for how fast can I get written up in Ricardo's Book of Vengeance challenge, boy. He did it in 15 seconds. Then, with trembling hands, he reached down to grab his Book of Vengeance, open it, and began to write something down on the paper, slowly and deliberately, as though to make each stroke of pen count. Unfortunately, your audacity is terminal. I will rip your jaws apart, punish myself as punishment. Boys, make sure this little band of thieves doesn't get in the way while I deal with this pipsqueak. What the hell is this asshole talking about? Hey, Xilu. Who the fuck? Actually, I don't care. Stop me if you can. Effective immediately. The punishment for all involved parties and bystanders at the site of your crimes shall be complete and total extermination. I think we can slip away unnoticed in this mess. I don't think we got a chance there. Where's Xilu and Shihua? who were standing in a burst of speed, but his henchmen had already begun to slowly surround us as he ordered. Ready your weapons, everyone. Payback time for what happened at the Great Lake. Let's do this. Besides, I've got a score to settle with that son of a bitch.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐와도 포기한 이건 못하겠습니다. 너무 유치하잖아요.
This is fucking hilarious. I love that he just pulls up. He just fucking pulls up. And their level hasn't risen either. I love that.
막아내지 못하게.
It's Zulu? No, it's most likely Yeah, it's Zilu, not Zulu. It's Zilu. I could see that. It was either Zylu or Zilu. It's not Zulu, bro. Both work. Stop talking to me.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
여관에 가면 또 한참을 떠들죠. 다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
Crisis, are you stoned? It is absolutely either Zilu or Zylu. It is not Zulu.
빈틈투성이네. 여관에 가면 또 한참을 떠들죠. 다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
This guy's so fucked. Yeah, that guy's fucked. There's an explosive noise from a distance moments later. Ricardo landed before us with a boom. I heard that the hatred of the East were a tough bunch, but that lady was something else. How did a woman like that suddenly split from a fight? Not my problem, I guess. She's getting written down in the book, too. I'm gonna take care of what I really came here for. Get ready for a beatdown, coupon thieves.
너무 야광이신 것 같은데요. 저 기세가 확연히 달라졌어요.
Level 60, so he's level 64. Uncertainty is right. Oh, what? No, you can't just add some guy in. Like, this guy's like... He's like a real person. We didn't even get to talk to him. He has like a name and everything. That's fucked. Anyways, I'm starting to think I should have picked the bleed team. Because I don't know how confident I am in just like outright beating this guy. I don't know if that's a thing that we're going to be doing here. Like, I don't think I'm clashing him and winning, if that makes sense. Or it could be. Could be. Why is your shit so low? Okay, interesting. I can't allow them to inflict paralysis. I don't know, we'll see. Payback. This is unopposed. What the fuck? Tarnished? Okay, good. I don't know, man. I guess, yeah, just do that. Take this hit. Don't deal with that. Buddy, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it, man. Buddy is not the wielder of the Heishu packs. Damn.
그 거인들과 싸울 때가 떠오르네요.
I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is the time. This guy fucking hurts. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Do something about that. Should be an A-res. Should be an A-res. Why isn't it A-resing? Why isn't it A-resing? It's not doing the thing where it A-reses. Why? Why are you not A-resing? Why is it not A-resing? What's going on? He's gonna kill me? Why isn't that A-resing? What's going on? What is this? It's too paralyzed. Dude, I don't fucking know. What? What the fuck? He was not beating us in that clash earlier. What the fuck just happened? He wasn't beating us in that clash. Oh my god. How the fuck did he get 45 SP? What the fuck is going on? Fried cheesed. He's at fucking 45 right now. I have to stagger him. This is my only chance. My only chance is to stagger. This is fucking ridiculous. Could have gotten a free revive? What are you talking about? Who did I have attacking this guy? Yeah. I don't think he has access to it at the moment. Oh, sorry, wrong click. Okay, stop getting in the way, please. Okay, seriously? Seriously? I just need you to stop. Why is it only letting me click all 6 of them right now? Okay, whatever. Anyways, he should stagger. my god.
이거리면 충분해. 너한텐 알겠지만.
Do something here, please. It's a fucking ridiculous amount of power, by the way. It should be staggered here. You just execute my team.
그 거인들과 싸울 때가 떠오르네요. 또 날아가기 싫으시면 제대로 보고 대처하셔야 합니다.
He's
이거는 안 받아들일
almost staggered, okay. Yeah, perhaps Yurden Mursala for this one. That should stagger. It's, yeah, it's staggered.
보상은 없어. 불법을 지원해.
지나오기를 생각하며
어디 잘 옮겨도 하니까 빨리 재생하고 돌아오십시오.
걸어야만
이대로 모험을 끝낼 순 없지 않습니까?
Okay, we just need to get him to the next stagger, I believe.
점 찍었네.
Or like really close to the next stagger, maybe? Yeah, he is really close to staggering.
거인들과 싸울 때가 떠오르네요. 또 날아가기 싫으시면 제대로 보고 대처하셔야 합니다. 이거는 안 받아들일
I don't have yearning up yet. We might have to sacrifice some people to make this work. But I feel like it's possible. We will have to do some clashing here. We just go all in on it, maybe. It's possible. Honestly, I'm just gonna go all in. I don't have a lot of, like, there's not a whole lot I think I could do. Aside from maybe doing some jinx work here. We actually already, the Hong Lu pack, like the Hong Lu and Heishu pack actually died. It's not that free actually. Or maybe I just got really bad RNG, who knows. Broski how? I don't know. I did most of myself before you guys actually fight him. Could have been the RNG, who knows? Alright, yeah, let's just YOLO this shit. That's gonna fucking hurt. Okay. Yep, that was gonna hurt. We knew that was gonna hurt though. Okay, see, yeah, I don't see why you had to do all that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, he's staggered again. So there is that. Okay. Alright. Still first tried it. Still first tried it. I just want to point that out. How the fuck is this guy still alive? Shaw cuts across the battlefield just as the sudden appearance of Ricardo is making things incredibly more difficult for us. Did that guy split? Why is he still here? Finally lost the plot, huh? Failed plan after failed plan takes a toll, I suppose. Maybe that was too much. Well, thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. But I mean, how could I not laugh, right? When, after all that, everything comes together perfectly according to my plan. Sound of the city, the sound of the back streets. Do you hear the sound of crashing waves? When the sound of battle came to a stop with Yua's sudden shout, we all began to suddenly notice the slow crawling sound of omen that had been swirling under the commotion. Something's melting, regurgitating, or perhaps boiling over. If not, it's seeping, siphoning. It's a trace that was once living and dead. Crashing and breaking, devoid of any recognizable stops, the lines between where this begins and ends blurred, yes, like waves. Current time is 0321 hours. It's too late. Night in the back streets. We've never been outside the bus at this hour, have we? It was past 4 in the morning when we briefly set foot in the outskirts, so no, we have. This will be our second time. Though it must be noted that the time of day was not a matter of concern as we were in the outskirts. They're finally getting all swept away like trash. How I've waited for this moment. What's he on about? Can't possibly be thinking that the sweepers will somehow break taboo to help you. Botched purple job. Zylu, let us lead to the promised location. Actually scamper all the way here just to gloat and run away. Indeed, Sha Yua was aura farming. I don't get it. Does he actually believe the sweepers will help him? Do not invade residential areas. What if we're not standing in an actual residential area? Oh, shit, melty. Yep. Our realization was too late as the wave-like noise from earlier had already encroached right up to where we were. And unlike other times where they'd slowly flutter on the bus, they were cutting straight into the remnants of our lodging. There, this is ridiculous. Sweepers, how dare they break the taboo so brazenly? We'll be facing the waves tonight. Things clear. It's clear that if we do nothing but stand around, they'll sweep us all away. Am I fighting alongside Ricardo? Because that would be really fucking funny.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Oh, we have to assemble Incafellan modules.
이거 참 설레는
Yes, everyone remembers the sweepers. They weren't just from Library of Arena, they were also from Lobotomy Corp. I remember testing all of my OP floor compositions on the sweepers. I'm saying that specifically here, they have their key pages. What do you mean by that? Heal 5. Heal. Man, look at this bullshit. Unbreakables. Sweepers with unbreakables. Sweepers with unbreakables. It's great. I love that they can deal chip damage.
바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
자, 시비수에게 저게
Oh my god, you fuck.
진지하고 순진해.
I hate you. hope you all die with this.
저 핵충들을 도려내라.
Faust, please.
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다.
길을 열어.
Please kill him.
익숙해지셨네요.
He's not dead somehow.
앞으로도 더
Oh my god, there's no way he just beats Zilu Faust.
여건에 관한
Here's Zilu Faust. I don't give a fuck. That's fucking insane. That's so stupid. I hate that.
또 늘었군요.
Fucking beat Zilu Faust in the clash. 10 waves of this, so it's lore accurate. Trust me. Stupid. Shit is stupid.
넌 흐름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
여건에 관한 한참을 가보시오. 다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
I never actually equipped Honglu's page, now that I think about it.
먹을 콱 물어버리세요.
At this point, we should be rather overpowered. For waves of enemies like this, though, the bleed team probably would have been more effective. My blood beam team. Yes, Serpent, you were here. Siren of Vala just to warm up to make sure that you have a non-lobotomized brain before you go to Kanto 8. I love that.
고작 이 정도 탕후의 허락이나 넌
Low key.
틔울 수도 없겠구나.
Found Kanto 8 a bit too easy. Did you beat the pre-patched boss funds? That's what I'm like super excited for, is that once I catch up, I'll be able to fight the
다리에게
pre-patches.
해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
Because I haven't fought a boss in Limbus Company that took me more than like 3 or 4 times, I think. Like, I beat Ricardo on my second time. Like, I don't know, man. You only struggle with 3 guys? Yeah. No, I know, I'm saying, but once I catch up, I'll be able to fight the pre-patches, like on Kanto 9, the new intervalos, that stuff.
사요. 짐승. 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 지금 알겠지만.
그쪽은 아닐 텐데.
I'll be able to experience what everyone else experiences.
그쪽은 아닐 텐데. 목을 떨궈주마. 고작 이 정도 탕후의 허락이나 넌 흐름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
여건에 관한 한참을 가보시오.
And then once I catch up, we'll be doing update nights. So Wednesday will be Kingdom Hearts going into, you know what I mean? It'll go into the updates. What would I do after I finish the Kantos? Take suggestions, like we could do different kinds of mirror dungeon runs. Also, we could probably just play more Kingdom Hearts. I'm getting my ass beat a lot in Kingdom Hearts right now. So we've still got a lot to progress on there.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 지금 알겠지만.
Oh, I didn't notice that Zaichun was here.
여건에 관한 또 한참을 가보시오.
That's actually kind of funny. I don't know how she got here.
다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
How did you get staggered, dog? We literally have the advantage. How did you get staggered? Oh, fuck. Who did you you just kill? Who just died, dude? What the fuck? What was that? Doesn't look like any of my guys were hit with that shit. Was it someone who was staggered? Someone who was staggered die?
어디 잘못됐습니까? 빨리 집중하고 돌아오십시오. 이대로 모험을 끝낼 순 없지 않습니까?
You, Faust. I think Rhodia died. I think Rhodia fucking died. A Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring stream? We might be able to do Elden Ring. We might do that. Shiyuo was an asshole and I hated him. Since that would have been a proper challenge. Oh yeah, no. Pre-nerfed Wing Tiger was insane. Yeah, no. I might do Elden Ring. I feel like a lot of people would enjoy that. I would not, but I feel like a lot of other people would. I feel like I would get my ass beat. Oh. Here, I'll just make sure he doesn't deal with that shit. Dude, we are so deep into this. Taking arts in Limbus company, so you're clearly already a masochist. I do it for the fans, man. I do it for the community. They enjoy seeing me suffer for whatever reason. Fuck this guy. Nice. Alright, how we doing? Still got a lot more to get through, huh? Yeah, let's Ebony stream this. Could I safely overclock this? No, we don't have it. We don't have enough orange to safely overclock, but sure. Beautiful. I'm busting this is so hard right now. Yeah, you'd fit right in. Hey Serpent, there's a Discord if you want to join in, man. I feel like you'd be a perfect fit. We'd love to have you, dude. The link is in the bio. It's possibly in the description as well. If you're interested, you don't have to though. Don't feel pressured, man. Can we bring back the gooning tax? We could. We could. we could bring back the gooning tax, couldn't we? Once we hit 500 subs, we'll actually you'll be able to donate easier through the YouTube chat platform rather than Streamlabs. YouTube does take a pretty brutal 30% cut, but honestly, it's better than nothing, man. So yeah, we could reinstate the gooning tax, bro. Who the fuck is we? That's right. We are all the range. I love that. Oh, did I lose a clashable counter? Or were there just not enough enemies left?
다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
I think there were just not enough enemies left. Sure, funds. Yeah, smash out the clip in there. Wave 2 complete. Wave 3 incoming. Battle was long and grueling. Even Ricardo and his henchmen appeared visibly exhausted after the second wave. But a kid. You've taken a brother who came from all the way from the south and guided him safely through the labyrinth at his age group. I'd say you've done more than enough. Fighting the sweepers of all things. Able to withstand sweepers' enemies that could give me middle trouble. Everything's perfect and perfection makes an expert, huh? Guess Hong Lu wasn't off the mark. Ishmael, who was taking this brief downtime to check the sharpness for her was right. You've been through something like this before, fighting this in this horde of enemies. Long battles of attrition, it wasn't new. And that very experience was definitely an edge we had against these enemies, of course. Nothing was certain just yet. We still had the third wave to survive. Same boat. These guys just can't it out for us. Ever. The third wave begins, and with the buildings suddenly begin to shift violently. Asking you guys to read the damn pamphlets. Buildings inside H Corp shift every once in a while. Fortunately, it didn't seem that building was shifting by much. As soon as I've already limbusted in the Discord server, I know who you are. Oh my god. What the fuck? Like it's in that one image of a fish jumping out of a fishbowl. Like I'm nothing like y'all, I would. Oh dear lord. He has fire atelier logic in his balls. There is an Aleph saying, kill all clerks. Big bro! Oh, Bouncing off in all directions. Maybe they were falling? I wasn't sure anymore. What is happening? This is an opportunity. Now those irritating bastards are off our backs. I think this is definitely more doable now. You can feel the spirit rising among the sinners. Come on, let's do this. We've done this fight 1,000 times. I like the fact that the middle is just going to be a reoccurring thing.
여관에 가면 또 한참을 먹으시. 다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
Yeah, good. We're starting with all of our stuff. I was like, please give us our stuff, man. Having Rodeo would have been nice. She hits multiple enemies. My Unbreakable is better than yours, idiot. These guys have super low stagger thresholds too. But the point of my Unbreakable is better than yours. The point of no, literally that's how this game goes, dude. This game is literally it's become my Unbreakable is better than your Unbreakable. Oh, that's so funny. Time flies quick. Gold coins are not a bad system. You say that now. You say that now. Just wait until we get to a boss whose entire theme is unbreakable coins. Then you're gonna be like, oh man, you know what? I was wrong, bro. Fuck this boss. And the boss is gonna be like on hit, inflict 3 paralysis. Next coin on hit, inflict 3 rupture. Next coin on inflict 3 bleed, and you're gonna be like, bro, I hate this shit. And unbreakable coins, we had unclashable coins. The monkey paw curls. Unclashable coins is crazy, bro. Like, they're bad, but at least the unclashables, right? At least with the unclashables, you could hit them before they started the unclashable and possibly stagger them. Unbreakable coin, like, they're gonna hit you no matter what. They're gonna hit you in no matter what. Is better than you jumping in. Unbreakables are the same, but can be weakened. If you stagger them, they won't hit you. That's true. All I'm saying is, like, right, you have a better chance of getting the stagger with unbreakables than unclashables. Or sorry, you have a better chance with unclashables than unbreakables. Because the unbreakables, if they hit you first, they could stagger your guy, and then you're both staggered, and then it's just nothing happens, right? They are broken and they go after your attack. No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, if they hit you and they stagger you, and then your next character staggers them, you have 2 units that are staggered. So both you have 1 staggered and they are staggered. It's just not ideal. Clash lose, deal minus 80% damage. This deals damage cannot stagger the target. The only counter possible is you have is to clash them and possibly lose the clash. Was that the last of them? Current time is 0424 hours. About 10 minutes until the night of the backstreet ends, but we can relax now given that we survived the 3rd wave. Stability has been restored. We did it, Executive Manager. Bloody hell, finally. Sinners all collapsed to the ground from exhaustion. There's a Kazan here, but it's gone now. Despite the fact that we haven't moved at all from our initial positions, there wasn't even a trace of it having been here. We realized that we'd been relocated on top of a roof, as though we'd all just awakened from the dream of sleeping in a building that never existed. That was a hell of a battle, man. Thought I was done for. This is killing me. I don't know if we could have survived that, and the hair-obsessed Loon wasn't here to draw some of them away. I guess we've got something to thank him for. So that's all I've got in a head-on battle. They're acquainted with these foes, young Ryoshu? Of course. I've heard of them. The scent of blood, 'twas faint, but it cannot be, no. 'Twould be best to not linger over long on this stuff. Bro, she's getting thirsty, bro. Why not dig deeper? Letting ephemeral inspiration slip into your fingers is the death of creativity. I said I won't linger on it. Don't rush me. Oh shit! Yo! She told Ryoshu to shut the fuck up. Whatever. How uninspiring. Yo! She said, Ryoshu, shut your bitch ass up. Is of course a fucking course? Yeah, it is. That's literally how we use it in modern times. I just didn't say fuck. Dude, I loved that character progression that Don Quixote has. That is gorgeous. That is a gorgeous representation of coming into yourself. That is, I love that. I fucking love that. That is so fucking good. Shut your, yeah, no, literally, hey, no, why don't you shut your stupid ass up? No, dude, I love that. That is such good writing. Ryoshu and Don Quixote's words were indeed unnerving, but we have plenty of time to discuss that once we return to the bus. If we can return in one piece. Shihua. I'll be frank, that was impressive. Thought for sure you'd have been long swept away by it. Can you shut the fuck up, bro? You're still doing this shit? Before it did not take long for him to reappear. Perhaps they agreed upon a new deal while we were fending off the waves of sweepers. The Mao branch and Zailu were both approaching us in an intimidating gait, with it contrasted with their earlier passivity. The yeah, you guys are fucking ridiculous. Executive manager, we've had too many high-risk, high-fatigue battles in succession. I hate to offer such disloyal advice, but it may be wise to avoid this battle at all costs. That doesn't seem like an option. I look around. Most of the sinners were either dead, trampled, or chopped to small unrecognizable pieces. They were barely holding on at best. I can bring them back, I always do. But when they've completely surrounded us, I don't know if I can bring them back in time to protect me. They might just cut the sinners down as soon as they get back up. We finish off anyone that hasn't been swept away. Now, a stage is set for my ascension. For the next 10 minutes, no sweepers, let alone anyone, is coming here. You know why? Because who in their right mind would leave their homes when the night of the backstreets is still going? Zilu at the steel chair. Crisis the clip in general. Let it replay once. Coming into yourself. That is, I love that. I fucking love coming into yourself. That y'all are such children. Yeah, you guys are such fucking kids, bro. You guys are such kids. You know how much of this is your plan? I forgot how fucking childish my community was. Dear Lord. How much you ask? The whole thing, of course, all the way back to the construction site that blocked your path. I have such childish community. Y'all are kids. I love you guys. The one who deceived that unscrupulous fool of your company, it was me, the one who put the pitiful King Tao. Doesn't have a family name with you, it was me. Yeah, but dude, we got all of that. Ooh, like, we got all of that, dude. Am I so clever? This is exactly why I deserve to be the next family hierarch. A folly to speak those words. I know. Smouch. When I ephemerally grab you by your throat, no one's coming to save you. Yeah, no, this is Pete. This guy's Pete. I can already tell. There were neither animosity nor hospitality, only utter serenity and nothing else. This guy's the aura farmer. Zog got so much aura that it made Crisis shut up. Yeah, that's crazy. The speaker approached us, walking under the narrow ray of moonlight that shone between the shifted buildings. In his hand was a decapitated head illuminated by the pale light. Blood dribbles from the severed neck, and the wide open eyes remain frozen in its final moments, filled with utter terror. He walks towards us, in step with the drip. In step with the drip? Yo. Jia. Q? Yeah, no, this nigga looks like a menace. Oh my god. This nigga is a monster. I knew Yahuwah was working for someone. It was him. Yeah, that's Hong Li's older brother. Why do you have King Tao's head? I have brought the wayward pet back to his master, that it may once again be leashed. There is a serpent, my lord. Leave it. We needn't shoo it away. You remove the Heishu pack so that you may simply get in their way. No more. Was there a sudden change of heart once you held the leash in your hands? That to return to the sheep's side would be to your benefit? 2 extra ore farmers to increase the output. Nah, they're leeching off his ore. He's got enough for all 3. You knew everything all along? What, I must ask, is everything to you? That girl is a baddie? Yeah, alright, buddy. Symbiotic aura. His aura makes them look better by standing next to him. Artificial halo effect is crazy. Your vision is too limited for the Lord's wisdom to comprehend. The wise fails to peer through the narrow-sighted eyes of the fool. Zog looks like she's about to decapitate his ass. But if by everything you refer to how you feigned abandonment from the sheep family to secure my lord's trust, indeed, it could be said that we do know everything. Don't kill me, please don't kill me. I will share with you my most guarded secrets of the sheep family. Right, the tin blades of the east, yes, the thumb. But she, Yehua, could speak no more. For a serpentine blade struck from the umbra and separated his head from his torso with ease. Little Yehua, have I not warned you time and time again to guard your tongue against creeping desperation? I believe that we have gathered the intelligence we had hoped to collect, my lord. You needn't pursue the serpents, Yulu. His voice boomed as he commanded those who appeared to be his officers. The tall, built man took a ponderous step from the shadows and stood before us. With an enigmatic expression, he wordlessly looked at Yehua's decapitated head, now lying on the ground, then at us. He's teaching Zigong the ways of Aura. I shall take them with me. He picked up Yehua's decapitated head before gesturing at his officer with a nod. And here it is, my lord. Wrap their head with the stasis wraps, and decomposition won't set in anytime soon. And with those bandages, he begins to wrap them up in a practiced motion. He does not pay us any heed, as though we are not even worth the attention. Return to me once you are finished here. Yes, my lord. Hold on, you guys can't just show up out of nowhere and... He did not reply, his eyes gazing, yet reflecting nothing but hollow emptiness. And just as he had emerged from the darkness, he vanished into the shadows, carrying 2 decapitated heads. Yeah, I don't know, this guy's got a thing for heads.
또 한 줄 희를 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍우는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍루가
This guy's so peak.
꼭지를
This guy's so fucking peak. Such aura. Things weren't looking any better. I could instinctively tell that they were different from anyone or anything we'd faced in Hongwon so far. I don't suppose our lord left them alive only for us to slay them. Then perhaps it would be inapt that I introduce myself, as it is common courtesy to do. They call me Zigong. I am but a humble student of my lord, Master Qi's teaching. My lord, Master Qi. Somehow I was reminded of the discussion King Tao refused to finish. For when the far one comes, betwixt the burnt doors of a star fell astray. As for the song, it's a song become rather popular. This is not the place to discuss such matters. Name's Dante, I'm their manager, so to speak, struggling through the pressure. So we knew that we had to find out as much as I could about this earlier. Introduce themselves as Manager Dante. Candidness is appreciated. Zilao, withdraw them now. It seems we not need contend with them at the moment. Seems that they had the very same thought about us. Now, is that sufficient proof of our intent to engage in brief discourse? To discuss some matters with you, to mark a courtly ending to this encounter should be a benefit to us for the prospects of our future, so ask away, as they say. That's when Zia Step forward, having retreated from the domineering presence. All that shit just to fold after we met a real aura farmer. Am I the only one hearing Empress of Light's little scream in the middle of this theme? You're playing too much Terraria. Yeah, you're playing too much Terraria. So are those lyrics true? Ah, that is what you wish to know. Zai Chun of the Jia family. It is said that you possess talents of rhetoric, yet walk a path beclouded by concern and anxiety. Truly, your insignificance precludes your part in greatness. Wei, don't speak for me. I would have been the first to say anything if I thought she was wrong. Yes, my lady. Shi Yihua, you're the one who sent him after us, right? Close, yet not exact. He was an agent of the Shi family, sent to spy on the Lord's doings. We had bestowed him control of a Heishu pack, for we had found his conduct shallow, and saw a means of learning more of the Shi family's machinations. Yet it seems that once granted power, the boy took himself for a man, and withdrew the present of the Shi family. So you used him, just as he sought to use us. It's fair. It was quite shallow in his strategy compared to our own. So what now? I don't think you're looking to kill us, right? No, nothing. Do whatever it was that you had sought to accomplish here. You're letting two of your master rivals go, just like that. Y'all are not rivaling him. Look around as I might, I failed to see any rivals here. Yeah, he was aura farming the entire time. You niggas are not close. Surprised why you commanded Uhura to carry out this assault against Limbus Company. They fear, yet they seek to gain understanding through they fear. Yet, they remain wanting to, in a certain purpose. Jesus, bro, they don't need to. Perspicity. The quality of having ready insight into things. Shrewdness. Unnecessary as fuck. My lord has always said that if one learns not from a plight, then no discourse with them shall bear fruit. Instead of giving me a straight answer, Zigong left me with only a puzzling comment before she brushed past us. I have given you courtesy enough. It is good time for us to depart. Now, do stay nicely within your borders as you have remained there thus far. I would greatly despise an odd splash of ink marring the great painting. Pretty sure she's based off Confucius. I love that. With that, Zigong walked into the shadows cast beneath the forest of buildings. Zulu and the countless Heisho packs that had surrounded us also disappeared with them. So it has collapsed, while the rest of the sinners lay dead or barely clinging to life. And there was Jia, who had collapsed to the floor as well, and Wei, who was tending to their wounds. And me, who somehow survived through all that without getting decapitated. This really shows how much the Limbus company could really benefit from a training session. They really need to train against each other, dude. How strong is Zilu to get Ricardo to half his max health? That's a good question. Zigong found unalive in a ditch with no ID in sight. And the night that put us through the multiple branches of death came to an end. The day breaks. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything that happened. The Big Brother Q. I see. We decided a quick walk to recover a little exhaustion. It was also decided a course of action from here. We had decided if we wanted to travel with Jia, with whom we shared our destination. Why are you maintaining that irritating poker face? If you are, you better spit it out now. I don't actually have time to casually stroll about with my to-be enemy. Is it no? Fine, even if you're lying, I know that you haven't prepared anything for your assignment anyway. Changing the subject. Sinners feel a friend-like group that just wing whatever they do. Hope for the best. No, literally. They don't seem like an actual company. Was chatting with Hong Lu Jesus, methodically slowed down enough to walk next to me as though she was executing steps of a plan. Lead my brother's faction, don't you? About what I wanted to talk to you about earlier. Translations, please. Let's make a proposal then. Become my faction for the duration of the family hierarchy evaluations. Help me out. Can we do that? Can we do that? Why not? You guys managed to stall even the sweepers. It means you command a formidable force. Besides, you're headed to the family mansion anyways. You don't know what to do once you get there. As for competition, well, my brother doesn't seem to care about the whole thing anyway, so why don't you just join me? Help me become the family hierarch. Older siblings, I always pay my debts, whether that's a favor or for a grudge. If you can't trust me, I'm happy to make a written. Can we do that, Faust? Faust seems rather flawless. Having such an ally at the apex of a wing would be a great boon to Limbus Company as well. I don't even see how the employees got paid besides the kimbap chicken feast from Virgilius. I guess so. Then I don't see any reason to refuse her offer. Getting paid in free therapy is crazy. Hong Lu, who's been listening in on our conversation, boiled the discussion down to a clear explanation and related to Gia. It said that formation of such alliances should come with a grand banquet to mark the occasion. Banquet's on me. You're Dante, right? Let's make things work. Let's. Still bewildered by the turn of events. Dude, we are gonna fucking fail so bad. There's zero chance that Zaichun is gonna be on top. She's not beating the ore farmer, bro. There's no way. We made ourselves an ally that wasn't selected specifically by the company. Well, if that's the case, I really hope we can have one ally that doesn't meet a terrible end. She's gonna fucking die. She's gonna fucking die. We walked out of the Kazan to find the Mephistopheles waiting for us in the middle of the road. Is this your usual ride? Glad to see you're all safe. Soda and Pilot walked off from the bus. Did you guys take care of business? I have some more pressing things to talk about. Listen well. Do you have any idea how much your troublesome little subordinates connection? Yes, Miss Faust already gave me a report, Pilot. Oh boy, yes ma'am. By the way, he's awkwardly stepping forward. He probably already got a hell of a talking to. Real mighty sorry about that, y'all. I've only ever been part of eradication missions, never in this espionage business, so what I say about mixing excuses into an apology. Forget what I said. Real mighty sorry, for real. King Tao guy approached me and talked sweet, going on a plan of his, so I got too cocky, assuming that I knew better than my seniors. I'm sorry too. I forgot that he's still a new guy in the business. Of course he'd be prone to making these mistakes. Looks like we'll both be writing apology letters to explain our failure together, huh? I mean, she's not espionage either. You're both getting disciplined for this? Disciplinary inaction is unlikely to be of anything of significance. The LCB team came out unscathed, all things considered. However, it is likely that they may have to work for half a year without pay. Consider it again a win if all we're getting is docked pay. Next time, I do promise. To do half a year without pay is insane fucking work. It's freaky therapy, to be clear. But if they can survive with half a year without pay, that means that they have some kind of system to where they don't necessarily have to like work to eat food or housing, which sounds arguably better than what's going on in America right now. I don't know, man. Like, look, listen. If they can survive with half a year without pay, I don't know. It might, bro, fucking the city might just have better shit than we do. I don't know. It might just be a more comfortable living space. I don't know, dog. I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy that they can live half a year with no pay. Gonna have when they appear. They're gonna turn the sinners into red sludge, dog. I'm gonna do real good at my job. I'll become someone who can actually provide good assistance to you guys. Of course, Pilot, you really should. In fact, you have no choice but to become a contributing member of the team when I'm done with you. Let's really get to it, huh? No one's dying or getting fired under my watch as long as I'm their manager. I'll make sure of that. Into a fight with an arbiter that has at least 2k shield plus a status called leisurely stroll, which gives him minus... Nah, it'd be like minus 10,000 offense level and defense level. Sada, it's real important business stuff. Going forward, we're gonna Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up sooner or later. So we got orders from LCA. Sade produced a small device from her pockets and began reading from it. Upon arrival, LCB will participate in the family hierarchy evaluation with a candidate. We were going to anyway. Now the bus team's faction is going to be representing the following center, their chosen candidate. Head door is going to be like every center gets a chill down their spine and their bodies move to kneel automatically and look at the ground while the air shakes visibly. Could have a negative coin power and be at constant 45 SP and somehow beat us in clashes. What? Can't do that. What the hell? You, all of you. I'm going to make you throw up everything you just ate, you assholes. What is your take on Wu saying? I have to read those. I'm gonna read that in a second here. We're gonna look into that in a second. I'm gonna use the restroom first though. Alright, let's look into this. Grab some more pools. Oh. Well, we'll do the first one. We'll do the first one. $33, huh? How many turns? 10 turns? It's not bad.
이거 참 설레는구려.
Probably start saving up pools again? Yeah.
꽃이죠. 우수수 하늘 가득 흩날릴 때.
Flowers wilt, petals fall. A drizzle of blossoms sky blotting. We can finally hear voices again. I don't have to narrate.
그 누가 슬퍼하나. 꽃 갈퀴 손에 들고
150 pools, still no Heishu? I'm so sorry, dude.
떨어진 꽃잎 밟을까 서성거리네. 그러니까 결국 이 풍진 세상 눈을 감지 않는다면 벗어날 도리가 없겠지.
Dude, his treasured artifact thing is gonna be a fucking golden bow.
얼마나 고단하고 여의치 않은 여정이었느냐.
This is the hierarch, the current hierarch? Damn. She dripped to the teeth.
험난하진 않았어요. 하루하루가 매일 신기하고 새로운 나날이었으니까요. 할머니.
대체 뭐라고 이야기를 나누고 식탁이 너무 넓어서 말소리도 잘 들리질 않고 애초에 이걸 식탁이라고 부르는 게 맞나요? 여기서부터 저기까지 끝이 보이질 않는데요.
어딘가 불편하신 적이
10,000 years cultivation granny.
손이 보일 일은
불편? 당연히 밥 먹는데 성가시게 왔다 갔다 하는 게 제일 불편.
아니에요. 불편한 거 하나도 없어요.
그럼 보우가 친구분들을 소개시켜주겠니?
나 참 남의 부모님을 만났을 때는 어떻게 돼야 할지 영 어색해가지고.
아, 그럴 필요까지는 없어요. 내 집이다 여기시고 편하게 있으세요.
아싸! 라고 하기엔 집이 넓어도 너무 넓어서 편할 수가 없는데 말이지. 이러다간 물 한 잔 마시러 가다가 미아가 되어버리겠어.
아, 그건 걱정 마세요. 안 그래도 미아보호소 시설이 방 곳곳에
Straight
있거든요.
people shelters?
시종분들이 달에 한 번 방문해서
Once a month.
분들을 구조해 주신답니다. 아, 물론 그때까지 살아계신다면 말이죠.
홍루 씨, 지금까지 들은 것 중 제일 웃긴 농담이었어요.
It's rough, buddy.
아, 웃기려고 한 말은 아니지만 덕택에 재밌으셨다면 다행이에요.
그런데 홍묵은 다른 형제들은 어디에 있는가? 그대의 환영식이라고 들었는데 말이야.
내 환영식이기도 하거든. 그리고 얼굴만 봐도 인상 구겨지는 놈들을 보아서 뭐래?
Kanto secretly just a representation of specific sides of Roblox. The cultivation game grinders, by the way. What the fuck is a cultivation game? It's so peak, bro. You gotta.
식탁에 앉아있는
It is the biggest fucking time sink ever. You just sit there and you like collect fucking ingredients to make pills. You take the pills to make your number go up faster. You cultivate to make the number go up. It's the biggest time sink ever. You don't gain anything. There's no fucking satisfaction.
아까 내가 한 말 잊었어? 난 이제 너희들과는 완전히 등을 돌린 사이. 우리가 먼저 말을 걸었나? 저는 우리 포기가 이렇게 제 몫을 하는 사내가 되어 무탈한 모습으로 돌아오니 그것만으로도 더
So I'm
이상
taking
할
Fent?
게
Yeah, pretty much.
그러니 포가 재촉할 생각은 없지만 다음 출가 날짜는 언제니?
아직 정해진 건 없어요, 어머니.
그렇구나. 나는 그저 이곳에 계속 머물러 있다가는
Stay here to
이
be
소임을 다하지
prolonged.
못하고 저물다가
Perhaps you might fade before your duties are completed.
가모님도 그렇게 생각하지 않으십니까?
그래. 우리의 둘도 없는 진귀한 보물. 이 속세에 남아있지 말고 때가 되면 다시 떠나 그 가치를 다하거라.
Hi, son. By the way, when is your homeless ad leaving? If I wanted to be on drugs, I'd just play Ultra Kill. Yeah, that's fucking funny.
그럴게요.
Throughout the entire familial discussion, Hong Li's expression remained the same in that tranquil, perpetual smile. Despite his return after years of wandering, being met with the family's obvious push to make him leave as soon as possible, he stands unaffected, as though he were expecting this gaudy yet hollow welcome. His attitude being so passive, I had no choice but to watch as a bystander. A few hours ago,
이제 곧 가마가 오겠군요. 가마! 우와, 여기는 무슨 가마?
그래 소두 씨. 우리가 그 가마라는 것을 타고.
the usual comedy pair's desperate efforts to lighten the mood, were particularly appreciated today, as tragically ineffective as they seemed to be.
여러분들과 가시춘 씨는 H사의 주요 가문의 일원이 거주하는 대관원으로 가시게 될 거예요.
If they've sent a whole planetkin to pick us up, does Hong Li's family already know that he'll be participating in the family hierarch war?
그쪽에서는 아직 모르는 사안일 겁니다. 회사도 정보 유출을 막기 위해 방금 저희에게 이 사항을 전달했을 테니까요.
Looks like the reason that the company waited until the last minute.
그저
Therefore, it would be correct to presume that the Polanican is here merely as a gesture of welcome for Honglu and Jia's return.
가마를 타고 갈 수 있는 건 초대를 받은 여기 홍리 씨와 가시춘 씨, LCCB 팀과 베르길리우스 씨, 카론 씨는 함께할 수 없죠.
We could really use Virgilius though.
아쉽네요. 같이 갔으면 좋았을 텐데.
항상 이런 식이지.
Expected from the seniors of our family. Would it kill them to be a handful more people in that humongous of a house? Not be like they notice.
어머나, 그 말은 좀 감동인걸요? 방금 전에 시원하게 내 뒤통수를 후려치놓고 말하는 꼬락서니가 얄밉네. 애초에 가주대전에 참가한다는 게 무슨 뜻인지 다 알고 승낙한 거야?
No. Technically, you don't either since you've never been in one.
우리가 가주 심사라는 버젓한 명칭을 두고 왜 대전이라고 말하고 다니는 거라 생각하는 거야? 너희는 이제부터 언제든지 목숨이 노려지는 곳으로 들어갈 거라고. 당연히 나를. 객잔의 일을 벌써 잊었어? 그때는 웨이가 네 목숨줄을 지켜줬지만 이젠
미리 유감이라는 말씀을 드리는 편이 좋겠습니다. 당신들에게는
Unfamiliar and cold intense glare.
그건 우리도
반대로 말해서 너희도 언제든지 나를 찌를 수 있다는 뜻이기도 해.
No, no one's allowed.
아니요. 그럴 생각은 절대.
Gia ignored Sinclair's anxious pleas and looked straight towards Honglu.
마음을 바꿀 마지막 기회일 수도 있어. 나는 마냥 가벼운 마음으로 내 세력에 들어오라고 제안한 게 아니야. 하물며 가주대전은 그렇게 쉽게 한다만다를 결정할 수 있는 문제는 절대.
Backshots. Sinclair got friends.
네가 그렇게 살아왔듯이 지추 나 역시도 어렸을 때부터 가주대전에 대한 그러니 우리가 느끼고 있는 무게감은
그래. 열이 개나마 이어지 뭐 상관없어. 필요에 의한 잠깐의 동맹치고는 너무 오래 끈 편이긴 해. 원래대로 돌아가는 것뿐. 그럼 태평이 말이나 섞는 건
네가 원한다면 시춘
뭐?
가문의 사람들에게는 내가 참가한다는 이야기를 하지 말아줄 수 있겠니? 당분간은 비밀로 두는 편이 좋다고 해서 말이야.
이제 와서 그런 부탁을 한다고.
Zichun appeared rather hurt as she took a moment to glare at Honglu.
이게 정말 오빠의 선택은 맞아? 아니면 그냥 저쪽이 시켜서 하는 것뿐?
Zichun gestured towards the rest of us with her chin.
내가 가주대전에 참가하는 건 이미 정해진 시춘 너는 내 선택이라는 것에 중요한 의미가 있다고 생각한다.
또 그렇게 나오겠다는 거지. 가주대전이 어떤 의미인지 알면서 내가 왜 그런 걸 물어봤는지 모르겠다고? 대답은 됐어? 더 말 섞을 필요 없겠네. 그런 얄팍하고 허튼 마음으로 어디까지 살아남을지 보는 것도.
Hey, wait. Zichun appeared pretty distressed after that exchange, so I was about to say something when Pilot, who had been fiddling around with the radio behind Sade, began shouting urgently.
과장님, 곧 가마한대가 도착한답니다.
어제를 생각하면 오늘은 푹 쉬면서 가고 싶다고. 아니, 지금 온 건 우리가 먼저. 어차피 양보해주는 거엔 도가 텄을 거 아니야, 오빠. 응? 그런 게 어딨어. 공평하게. 야, 차라리 가주대전도 가위바위보로 결정하자고 하지 그래?
Even for leaving, Wei followed her wordlessly.
저기 있다. 가마를 기다리고 있는 걸 보니 의뢰자가 말한
저쪽에서
후보를 노리고 습격을 지시한
More bullshit. Ah.
어쩐 일로 진짜 도움이 되는 걸 걸치고 오셨네요. 이대로 몰아넣으시죠.
guys are level 45.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게 의지할 실력을 가지고
Yeah, we're executing them. So far, so good. Yeah, peak BGM. This is true.
숨통 끊기. 어버이의 그 유치한 말투도 도움이 될 때가 있네요. 화가 나서 제대로 된 판단이 안 서는 모양입니다.
이앞 숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 살려보내지 마라. 토끼를 본다.
Oh, I didn't even realize I'd use this. Wrap it up.
묘야. 넌 품을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
가치 없고 여건에 가면 한참을 떠드시고 바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 있군요. 뒷박질 춤. 아직 죽지 마라.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
Yeah, it's over. That guy's cooked.
넌 품을 틔울 수도
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
Neutral pack dominates their Kanto. I love that.
바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
넌 품을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
놀랐어? 무상한 모습. 지원해.
여관에 가면 또 한참을 떠드시고 바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
깨우치시게.
더 이상 식별되는 적은 없습니다, 관리자님. 그래도 전날처럼 끝도 없이 몰려오진 않아서 다행이네요.
뭐 그때는 얄팍한 술수에 속아 넘어갔었으니까요.
그보다 기분이 많이 상하신 듯 보였죠.
그런데 이번 일은 시춘이가 서운해할만 했어. 우리가 들었던 홍문의 가족을 생각해봐. 그 난리통 속에서 유일하게 동맹의 여지가 생겼던 사람인데 갑자기 배신이라니.
그러게요. 괜히 지켜보고 있는 저도 덩달아 민망해질 뻔했지 뭐예요.
Sade chimed in nonchalantly as though it wasn't her who pulled the plug on our alliance at the last second.
아니 근데 명색이 H사인데 왜 가마만 덜렁 보내주는 거예요? 기왕 호위까지 보내줄 만큼 가족애가 넘치는 집안이었으면 처음부터 가주 심산이 뭐니 하는 것도 열지 않았겠죠. 철저한 약육강식의 세계. 가주 후보들조차도 수십 명은 있을 테지만 그들 중 누구 하나가 길바닥에 죽어있다 해도 실례했어요, 홍씨. 제가 너무 직설적으로 말을 예전에는 이쯤 말하기 전에 누가 나
개념치 마세요. 다 맞는 말일 뿐인걸요. 저도 다른 집들은 이렇지 않다는 걸 깨닫기까지 있는 그대로의 지금의 불쾌함을.
All right.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다.
Yep.
의를 바로
Alright, guys, I'm going to call it here for the night. I will see you guys tomorrow for some Kingdom Hearts. But until then, as per usual, keep moving forward and have a good evening.